Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Bendigo East Bowling Club. We are here for another cracking day. Day 4. Yes, I do have my maths right. We are here for the ladies' champion singles final. My name is Josh Thornton. I am one of your commentators this morning, and I'm joined by the fabulous Sarah Roger.
Good morning.
Should be a good match, hey, Sarah?
Yeah, I reckon. Cass is in some fine form. She had a great game yesterday against Kelly to warm up, and Di getting across the line against Mary Trugar, who's an excellent singles player. So
we have Cassandra Millerick representing Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields and from the Moama Bowling Club, playing against Di Washfold from Dramana and representing the Mornington Peninsula region. So give you a bit of background to how these two ladies made it through to the final. Cassandra won her first game 25-9 against Julie Fitt. She then defeated Janice Jeeves 25-6, and as Sarah just said, she was fantastic in that match against Kelly in the semi-final last night, which we live streamed. And
just picked right up where she left off.
Yeah, she's nailed the second bowl. We were saying there earlier, Kelly bowled good. It was just how good Cass was in that match, you know. So, and for Di, I'm just backtracking here. In the first game, she defeated Jane McManaman 25-19 from Leopold Geelong.
Jane's a very established singles player as well too, so
Correct.
That's like a big one to start off with.
She then beat Jo Martin from Lakes Entrance, Gippsland, who's again another very good bowler. And as you said before, actually defeated Mary Dragar in the semi-final last night, playing alongside the live streaming match. So should be a good final.
Yep, and then also in the background we've got all the pairs in the semi-finals. So
yeah, we have 4 other matches this morning. We have the one ladies pairs semi-final. The reason why both of them are going is because Cass is
double parked.
Yeah. It gives Jimmy nightmares, all these double parkings, but that's all right. That's what he's paid to do, to sort all this stuff out. And we also have the men's pair semi-finals, and we're going to live stream the men's pairs final
straight after this,
after lunch. In that match, we have the Geelong team from Queenscliff, who we live streamed yesterday, playing against the Ovens and Murray team. And then the other men's pair semi-final, we have an Eastern Rangers team playing a Sandbelt team. And lastly, we have a early mixed pairs match because, again,
Cassandra's double parked.
Well, not so much Cassandra's double parked. Her pairs partner, Liv, is double parked as well. And that's why that match has been brought forward as well.
Sorry, Liv, yes.
Yeah, so...
Having a moment. Before coffee moment.
I've already had 2 this morning. Yeah, good starters there by Cass. Nearly 3. Morning to everybody watching. Again, as usual, got some comments, questions, feedback. We love the interaction.
Got someone watching from the UK.
Yes, we normally do. Get people from UK, anywhere and around the world. We had South Africa yesterday, I reckon, from memory.
Nice.
Di, she looks like she's corrected reasonably well here.
Looks like she's got it. It's the beauty of singles. It's only one bowl.
What a bowl.
I think that's setting the tone for what this match is going to be like, eh?
One to Di. What a cracking last bowl. Dane's already picked up on the fact that he reckons my throat was croaky yesterday. I just think I had a really good night last night in terms of rest, and I feel absolutely rejuvenated. Try and get rid of that lingering cough. Morning, Westy. And yourself.
In vanilla.
Yeah. Sarah, I watched the last few ends of your pairs match yesterday, and you're also close.
I woke up at 3 a.m.
Oh no, what are those
and replayed that last bowl for an hour. So I'm probably not as recharged as you this morning. But,
the one thing I'll say is I think you gave the bowl a chance. And that's all you could ask for, you know. Like you obviously wanted to maybe know your line a bit better, but the worst thing you probably would have had happened to you is if you happened to drop short by a yard, never ever reached, and you never know, you know. So I think
that's it. You got to be up and giving it a chance. There was more options being up than there was being short. So, you know, I could have played a slightly tighter line, trailed the jacks at the bowl. Yep. So.
Now you're in one other event this week, aren't you? Is that right?
Yeah, triples. So I'll be back up on Thursday afternoon to play that on Friday morning. So I don't like to travel up on the morning of. Like, I like to wake up on game day and bowls is the focus. So, yeah, just sort of I've got my pre-game routine, how I approach my day. So, pretty meticulous like that.
Now, have you played either of these two ladies before?
No.
No.
No, actually. We did in City Country against Cass. Yep. So, but outside of that, no, I've never played her.
That give me a good opportunity to say, go the mighty country. We won both the ladies and men a couple of weekends ago.
Did you? So I don't remember, actually. I remember last year's. I just can't remember this year's. Like, what happened? So, but yeah, no, look, I think it's fantastic that, it's gone country, city, country. A lot to go back and fight for next year, but it's just good that it's so even. Like, a lot of the time, a lot of people sort of think that, maybe the competition's a bit stronger in Metro, but I actually think that there's a lot of very good country bowlers, and I think City Country proves that.
Yep.
And I think it's a fantastic initiative as well too to do as the pathway towards the the state selection, because you sort of get to showcase yourself in a variety of different positions. But also as well too, for me, it's the social aspect. Like, I love going up, seeing people that, you don't see as much except for when you're at bowls, things like this. So I'm a very social person.
Nothing wrong with that. I think I'm in the same category as you, Sarah.
Yeah, that's it. I go for the social, and then there's bowls as well, so it's a bonus.
My perspective on it, and I was one of the ones who pushed for a bit of a change, was that I went to a few state trials prior to them being city versus country, and probably lacked a little bit of energy and just putting down bowls and being marked, whereas by making it an actual contest, and there is an emotional component of it, the country guys feel like the city guys don't respect them, and there's a bit of that going on. It actually makes it very interesting, and people invest in it then, so adds to the whole experience, I feel, so.
Oh, I definitely agree. So, I mean, it's very competitive out there. Like, I mean, we're all friends, but geez, we fire up. There's definitely the city-country rivalry that there is there, and I think it simulates like a real game environment. Like, when you're playing state, you're going to be playing in that sort of that situation, that level of competitiveness. You're playing for something, so. Yeah, I think it's fantastic how they've done it. I actually had never trialled before for state until they brought this initiative in. So, yeah, I don't know the old way, the old ways.
Well, I don't know what the ladies' one was either, so.
Me neither, turns out.
Di.
She's played a good one. Oh, she just didn't get it fat.
No.
But showing a bit of intent early. Sort of got a bit of sun going on there, but she just won. That jack high one looks to be the second shot from Di.
So Cass is using a Taylor bowl. It's that split white-green bowl that is quite noticeable now that it is linked with the Moama Steamers BPL side. And Di is using a Henselite bowl.
It's funny with Cass's because I don't think the line through the middle is straight. So when she puts it down, it actually looks like it wobbles sometimes, but she's got one of the cleanest deliveries there is. She gets them out very smooth, but it's very deceptive, that line down the middle. Makes it look like it's sort of wobbling out of her hand, but it's really not wobbling down. Cass
is on the scoreboard. We're now 2-1. A few hellos to you this morning. Good to Laurel Turbot.
Laurel's coming up with me on, we're playing in the triples together. So my pairs partner Chrissy, who I played with yesterday, and then Laurel comes in as our third person for the triples. So we'll be up here on Friday doing it all again. Beautiful sunshine, beautiful greens.
How good's this weather? So big shout out to Greater City of Bendigo, who is one of our host partners of this event. We've been coming to Champions Week here for a while now, and they've really turned on the weather for us this particular week so far. It's been fantastic. Shout out to Maribor Bowling Club, who are our streaming partner. So again, that partnership allows us to be able to continue to provide live streaming like we are this morning.
I think the live streaming is fantastic as well too. Like, it gets a lot of players out there and seen, and I think as well too, when you're sort of at work and you need something to do in the background.
Depends what type of boss you got.
Well, that's true too.
You know.
I hope my team at work aren't listening to this. I really don't sit there and watch bowls all day.
We do get comments from you though, Sarah, a fair bit. You know, and Sarah's writing a comment.
I've got a few of the team on Facebook, and one of the girls said to me the other day, she said, "Oh, I see a lot that you comment on bowl stuff," and I'm like, "Oh, that's what she's doing when she should be working." I feel less bad online shopping while I'm working. If you're on Facebook watching bowls, so probably a good reason not to have your team on Facebook, maybe. So, but yeah, I've got a really great team at work. They're really supportive. Sent me lots of comments and messages and stuff like that to say, good luck and stuff. So,
now for those watching at home, this green has been running absolutely fantastic all week. It might start off a little fraction slower in the morning. When I say slow, it's probably still nearly 15 seconds. The backhand side, the way they're going at the moment, that side of the green is generally the wider side. Actually had an interesting talk to Aaron Tonkins, a greenkeeper, this morning. He says this is their pennant green for their main pennant side. And there's a little knack with the backhand going back to the club. He said that, and because I've commented on a few times how it can get a bit sticky, he goes, it's a bit sticky if you play weight, but you also know where to play it. You can play tight at times and it'll actually... I would have loved to know that before I played that Falls final, because if I had to play something like that, I might have used that little bit of intel, but...
I think all the other bowls club in the region are listening to this, taking notes.
Yeah, well, let away all the trade secrets. I don't play against them, so I don't care, so... but it's just that other side is a wide side, and I reckon it's a fantastic hand to play. I grew up playing on quick tiffies, and I love the idea of just throwing the bowl out there and letting the bowl do the work for you.
Yeah, I'm very much the same. I always like to play the wider hand because you just throw out, what it's going to do, it's going to come in, sort of thing. I don't play the tight hand very well, giving away my trade secrets. Definitely love the wide hand.
We'll find out of Lorraine Dawson, our ITO and marker for this game. Who's holding shot? Must be close. And she indicated Cass has got one.
Played a slightly longer end this one, so bit of a looser head when you have that change of length early in the game. So you're still sort of like getting the pace, getting your line, finding it. Usually later in the game, a change of length doesn't sort of throw you out as much.
She gets her own. She nearly counts if it's already one.
Yeah, she might have just...
It's hard to say.
Yeah, it sort of fell out. So I don't know if it sort of fell out for shot or it's kind of a bit more on the line.
Lorraine's got two.
Yeah, two it is then. I mean, that's the thing about bowls as well too. Like, you don't have to be nailing the jack. She's got those two as a good guide.
Yeah.
She knows she's just got to beat those. She beats those, she's got the shot.
Absolutely.
So I think sometimes some people overthink it in not just singles but all formats. They think you need to just be nailing the jack every end, but sometimes it just comes down to beating the bowls.
Well, sometimes the conditions doesn't allow you to nail it. You get on a green and let's use a quick green and it's blowing a gale. Very hard to draw touches all day, so if you take the pressure off your team, so listen, if you get within 2 feet, that's a good result, and it'll probably stand up and actually be shot 9 times out of 10 because of how the conditions are, so you got to play to the conditions as well as to the people you're playing against, so.
Yeah, and not overthink it, you know what I mean? It's windy, your bowl's going to get picked up. You don't overthink it.
Now, Brad, we've already got a question for you. Someone's wondering where the paddles are on the screen. I didn't get a very good response there, Vivian, but I'm sure he's working on it at the moment, They've changed the paddle colour since last night. It's thrown him all out of whack. 2, was it?
2.
I assume it was. 4-1.
2, Castus.
Look, see, I talk too loud.
I think it's a bit quiet today as well, so our voices definitely carry a bit more.
There's less supporters this morning with the minimum amount of matches, so.
They're all having the dawn services and the ANZAC March.
And a big shout out to Gary Ryan and Bendigo East for... We held a service this morning. It was fantastic to honour the ANZAC Day tradition.
Yeah, it was. I think one of the things he sort of said at the end was about the fact as well with the, as the people from World War I, World War II sort of pass away and move on, we need to make sure that we're still maintaining the numbers and keeping the memory alive. So, yeah. I've got my brother actually, he served in the in the army for quite a few years. So he ended up being a sniper actually.
Ah.
So he left a few years ago, but he still goes every ANZAC day, does the dawn service, does the marches. So he made a lot of great friendships from the army.
I could imagine.
Learned a lot of discipline. So he was always a bit of a wild one, and it definitely settled him down. So.
Morning, Lance. Live stream scheduled today is, we have obviously this ladies champions final being played right now. We then will have the men's pairs final live streamed. And after that, we will actually have the ladies pairs final being live streamed. So we have 3 matches, 3 finals all being live streamed today.
Spoiled.
Lots of talking.
Lucky you got your voice back.
It'll probably go again.
So, Jimmy said the other day that you're the number 2 commentator and he's the number 1.
Well,
any thoughts on that?
Well, if you ask me, I'll give you a total different answer, you know. So,
I don't know who came up with that ranking and what it was based on.
Well, Jimmy gives that ranking and I give my own ranking, you know. So,
maybe we could start a poll with the viewers. Pop in the comments who you think is the number 1 commentator.
The difference, though, is I can play lawn bowls and Jimmy can't, you know. So, I think my, that
Yours
gets me over the line.
Expertise.
Yeah, of course. He's still clinging on the fact that one day he played Aaron Wilson in Division 1 pennant and beat him, you know. So,
they never played a game ever again. So. We were talking about it the other day. The first time I actually met Jimmy, we played against each other in a singles game in Winter Pennant.
Okay.
And he beat me, and he's never played me ever again. So
that's his MO. He just tries to beat somebody once and then just lives with it, you know.
That's it.
It's probably one of the loosest ends I've ever seen. I've seen Cass play in the last 2 days. David Butterworth reckons Mel is number 1. Well, Mel is number 1 in general, just in getting stuff to happen around our events. She's amazing.
Oh, you got a fan, Vivian? Haven't seen Jimmy yet in the comments,
No,
so that's interesting.
I'm not sure anyone's going to say Jimmy.
It's a good end from Di here. She's taken advantage of the fact that there is a bit more room to the jack, so she sort of put a few in there. But
had Kylie Whitehead on last night.
Yep.
And people don't know Kylie well enough. She at first reaction is generally shy and standoffish to a point. And I've known her for a long time because I'm from that part of the world originally.
Yeah.
You want to come and country? I don't want to talk. As soon as she gets on, she's just I reckon she's a natural. She just, her little attitude and her personality starts coming out. And I reckon it's fantastic, you know.
She's actually got a really cheeky sense of humour.
Correct.
She's, She's very, very funny.
Well, Casper is giving Jimmy a plug. Jimmy is the voice of bowls in Victoria. So there you go. Big chances here for Di. She could make a 3.
She could make a 4, actually. Yeah.
No, I think Cass's last one would definitely beat the first one.
Oh, the first one. Yep. Okay, yep. And these are kind of those...
you need to take your opportunity sometimes.
Those ones that you really got to take the...
It's got to be...
She's moved it over, but I think it's still... I can't quite see. Do you think those front ones beat those back ones?
Don't know.
We sort of obviously got the canopy over that side to keep the sun out, so we're looking at the screen for this end, and the sun's on the screen as well too to make it doubly harder. Oh, the only thing Jimmy's got you beat at is the beard.
I don't worry about that.
Well, on the commentary, the size of your beard doesn't matter. So we haven't got any scores up for the other games. They're being a little bit sluggish on putting them up.
We have one in the ladies' pair semi-final. Shislaki is 1-0 against Goulburn Murray after 1 end.
That being said, though, I think I only did the scoreboard once yesterday. I think the followers behind were all doing it for us, so...
It's something I've got into habit, and it's purely from a pennant sense. There's that, obviously your second will do it down the end their end, but I like to flick it over so I know where we're at in the game, and then I try and encourage my other teammates, e.g. skippers at my club, to do the same so that, again, we know where we're at.
Yeah.
Particularly if it's a close match.
100%.
Sometimes the shots you can play, 3 it was.
3 here, yeah.
Great by Di. 4-4.
They're doing it for the spectators, making a real game of it. I love it. So we've got the mixed pairs kick off tomorrow. Is that right?
Well, that's today. So we've got an early match today, and then the rest of them start at 1 o'clock today.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think they started till tomorrow.
No. So your Metro West representatives are Andrea Tudorovic and Brett Mahoney.
Otherwise known as Pidge. I think you just have to say Pidge. Nobody will know who you're talking about.
It's Brett Mahoney, though. I've got to remember it's Mahoney. Same thing. I just call him Pidge too, you know. I just guessed that was Andrea's pronunciation. Great start, Di.
Yeah, Tudorovic, I think is how it's pronounced. But yeah, so we made the final against them, but I had an injury, so I couldn't play.
That's right, and Lisa subbed in.
Lisa Tremorne super subbed, and they went down by 1 shot. So it was a fantastic effort. It was actually really funny because obviously James and Lisa have never played together before because I sort of monopolise him. And it was I think it was about like the third end, and James was sort of looking at the head, and Lisa was like, what about if I come over here and set this bowl and stay? And he's like, oh yeah, if you see that. And then they just settled in after that. It was like, but at the start it was sort of a little bit just finding each other out, what sort of shots they could play and stuff like that. And then once she sort of like put that call in, James was just like, yep, and they relaxed into it and got into the game. But yeah, I think it was a good game. Played at Altona. The greens are fantastic there. So under lights, it still ran amazing. I think Altona is probably one of the few city clubs that has country greens. Going to call it.
It's been a while since I played there. So as a junior, now it's showing my age, is a long time ago now. All our junior events used to be always at the Altona Bowls Club. State championships, playing for the state against another.
Really?
Yep. Everything was at Altona.
Yep.
And back in those days, they just had 2 bank greens, and
really?
They weren't bad or anything like that, but
Yep.
they definitely weren't like country greens, you know. And
No.
And you saying that, it's like, I wouldn't mind going back in there and checking them out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great bowls diet.
Well, they've changed it over to two tiffs now. They've got, and actually John Hurst was talking about it the other day. They said they had a greenskeeper and he sort of wasn't around as much, and they sort of, put the call out for the tender, and they got, I think it's Zitters, who's their greenskeeper, and he came in and just turned it around and just made them absolutely fantastic, and he's maintained that. So yeah, they're definitely running amazing now.
And you're part of the Deer Park Club?
That's correct, yep.
Who won the Premier Division Grand Final this year? They
did. So also too, I didn't get to go see that one, so I was on the live stream. So again, thank you very much for having the live stream. Or would have been very disappointed to miss that one. But yeah, it was a good game. Like Clayton definitely turned up with intent with that one. But yeah, Deer Park, I think they were 1 from 4 at the start of the season, and then they
did start slow.
Yeah, took a step back because they started on the carpet, and the carpet sort of, the previous year they'd played out in the grass, and they'd had that real home advantage with it, whereas the carpet, clubs can figure it out a lot easier. And so they made the decision to just go back to basics and what they'd done last year, and they went out onto the grass and made a few changes to the rinks, and they didn't drop a game after that.
Yeah.
So
I did predict them to win a grand final. I did it for 2 years in a row. I didn't get it wrong every year. I didn't get it right the year before, obviously.
It was a bit surprising by Melbourne. I mean, they were on 3 in a row, so maybe that was a bit of pressure there with them for it. But I think
2 to die.
They lost 1 game all season. I think it was as well, Melbourne. So yeah.
So score is now 6-4. She's had 2 fantastic ends in a row. And even if you take that first in when she was 2 or 3 down and drew a shot with the last.
Yeah.
She's played some very telling bowls so far.
So Deer Park, they're due to do the redevelopment. I think it starts this year. So once
it's going to be a lot. There's going to be an actually more indoor versus actually being
outdoors.
Covered. Yeah.
Yeah. I think they still want to keep the grass greens there though. They got the a new greenskeeper there, and he's turned them around. Like, they're running amazing, and I never thought I'd say that about the greens there. So, but yeah, his name's Gary. He does like an amazing job.
Morning, Jade. Yes, this is the Champions final. Yes, we saw Jimmy's comment. I just ignored it.
Just having a giggle at.
A good racehorse can actually run a mile or 2 miles as well too. So I'm not sure where Jimmy's going with that one.
I actually grew up in the country and grew up riding horses. I learnt to ride a horse when I was like 5. And one of my friends, they had a ex-race horse, and it just would not stop. She used to take it down the beach and just gallop it up and down just to try and wear it out. So I'm not sure where Jimmy got that impression from. So she started off well again on this end eye. So, early on, it's not bad spot to be. You're sort of on the way in. She's only dropped it maybe about a couple of foot short. It's a good sider for your first bowl.
Morning, Ray. Currently, the Queenscliff boys are 2-0 down after 2 ends. We'll give you some other scores. Sandbelt is 3-0 up in the other men's pairs semi-final against Eastern Rangers after 1, according to the scoreboard. Strzelecki is 1-0 up after 1 against Goulburn Murray in the ladies' pair semi-final. And in the mixed pairs first game, it is 1-1 after 2. Morning, Karen. I'll be honest with you, outside of who she's defeated the last 2 days, don't know a lot about Di, but what we do know is she's playing good bowls.
Yeah, and I'm sort of talking about it before. She's come through from Mornington Peninsula, which has some fantastic lady bowlers, and one that Karen will know is AJ.
Nita Jenkins.
Yeah, she was Karen and AJ were in the rink together, I think, on the first day in the City Country.
Yep.
So, and we played the first game against AJ. I'm not even kidding. She was amazing. She bowled so good.
She's so consistent.
She is, yeah. And then she's obviously just come back off the win of the pairs with Triz in the ladies' pairs in the Vic Open, which was another fantastic live streamed event. Oh, great bowl over there from the Queenscliff.
Twins they are.
Are they?
Yeah.
Ah. Well, that asked the question too. We've got twins who play together, and we've got Nelson and Chris Ball, who are twins who play together.
Yep.
So.
And Cass is a twin herself.
That's right. Yes. Olivia.
Her sister's up in Queensland still, though.
Yeah.
I remember meeting the girls when they were probably 15 or 16, coming out of Gin, which is near Bundaberg.
Yeah, that's from where I'm from.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm from Agnes Water.
Oh, there you go.
Which is just inland from Gin.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I remember seeing them. I think it might have been a school event. I was working at Bowls Queensland at the time.
Oh, okay. Did you get to travel around much in Queensland and see the different areas?
I did, actually. So I was kind of like what an RBM is now, but just from a state-based perspective when I first started working in bowls up there. And I used to look after Northwest bowls, so that I had to go to Isa.
Oh, wow.
Far north, which was Cairns. And in one trip, I had to go to Weipa.
Oh, wow.
Thursday Island.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing little, 4 days that I visited 3 clubs, because that's how many different flights I had to take just to get to and from each club.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
I mean, the one thing is too, you got to see a bit of Queensland, but at the end of the day too, it's that old adage, you go to all these places, but you only see the bowls club, or?
Oh, no, so...
Got out of it?
Thursday Island, I knew that if I went to all 4 pubs on Thursday Island, I would have actually got to visit the most northern pub in Australia.
Oh, okay, yep.
So I took that punt and just went to all 4 clubs. I didn't know which way my bearings were, but I just made sure I went to all 4 pubs.
Covered all bases.
Correct.
Yeah. Cass has got a good end here. She's managed to sneak a couple in. We've got the paddles back up in the graphics.
Oh, bad time, Brad.
I actually kind of did it by what colour their bowls were, because they seemed to interchange it with that.
He's making them. Blue, yellow, yep.
Let's see if Cass can add one.
She's not far away.
She's played 2 great bowls already. She might have just played a little bit safe.
Yeah, if she played a good bowl, she could try the jack and go 1 down.
Exactly. And at this point in the game too, she's sort of not had the mat for a few ends, so you kind of just want to get that mat back, find your length with the jack roll. Work your way into it.
Good morning to our fabulous BV president, Pat Schramm, watching us this morning, joining in on the stream. I'm sure she'll probably pop in today, if not one of the other days. Just up the road in Echuca.
Well, the weather's beautiful for it, and there's some fantastic matches going on, so... I feel like there'll probably be a pretty
Looks
decent
like
crowd
2.
this afternoon.
Just wait for Lorraine to walk past us. 2 it is.
Do you think we'll see a change in length here? She's sort of playing that sort of like more short to 3/4, but she's put the mat back on the tee by the looks of things. So I'm wondering if she'll try and just stretch out, maybe try and roll the longer end.
I think initially you always go to your own strength first, and then if it's not working, then have a second tactic.
Yep.
Morning, Zach. Hope you're well, buddy. Yeah, we have 2 men's pairs semi-finals, a ladies pairs semi-final, and a round of 16 mixed pairs. In the men's pairs semi-final, Sam Belders 3 versus Eastern Rangers 2 after 2 ends. The other one, they haven't updated the scoreboard yet, but it says 2-0 to Ovens and Murray over Geelong after 2 ends. The ladies pairs semi-final, it's got Strzelecki 2, Goulburn Murray 0 after 2 ends. And in the mixed pairs round of 16, it is Bendigo Capacity Goldfields playing Mornington Peninsula, yes.
Yep.
And
Still
it's still saying 1-1 after 2, but
they must be due to update at this end, I reckon.
Bendigo Capacity Goldfields has the mat.
I bet they've had a couple of dead ends and we've missed it.
Oh, yeah, Brad doesn't want to drive. I know that from BCG, so...
Can you hear the birds in the background?
Definitely. And let's not do the whole magpie kangaroo thing. I'm still copping it about that. That's 2 years ago. Do you know that story?
I don't know the story. This one,
mate,
tell me.
I must have been literally like I was yesterday, and I'm sitting there commentating by myself. Jimmy nicked off.
Typical Jimmy.
And a magpie sort of just landed on the rink and hopped across the rink. I said, oh, look, a kangaroo's just bouncing across the green.
It's a magpie.
Yeah, I've lost the plot. I really lost the plot.
Look, it was hopping, so I get it. I do get it.
Brad's sitting there next to me and you're looking at me going, oh, yeah, look, who knows? And it's just never... Look, you watch... He's even created a graphic which he flows across the green, you know, so...
Oh, well, at least you own it. Sometimes you just got to laugh about those things,
I've just done some stupid stuff in my time and, yeah.
Good one here from Cass.
Yeah, nice correction.
Pull up nicely. Yeah, a bit of change of length, bit of a looser end, but found it on their third bowl. I think she was probably okay. I think the second one, didn't it? Just glance one and travel off to the side.
Yep.
I think when the green's sort of running a bit quicker like this, if you sort of just glance on bowls, you sort of straight and get a bit of speed. And
there was a bowl yesterday. I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was the boys' pairs game that we streamed. And got to a point on the green and must have been just a little bit, you know, I'd call shiny.
Yep.
And near did a right angle. Like, that's how good these greens are. It's just, they are hooping.
Well, I noticed yesterday in our second game, when the jack was rolled to, you could actually see like marked up on the line where the mat had been placed by the people in the previous game, and they're pretty consistent with their mat placing, I must say. And when the jack was there, it just rolled on a bit more just from having the mat there so consistently in the previous game.
Great bowl, Cass.
Just nailed that one. What do you think Di will play here? I think she's got like a little bit of a chance.
I was going to say, there's nothing for being short or trying to dead draw it. I think if she gives it a chance, she's got a back bowl and she could land one of them.
That's it. She makes contact onto that one. It's going to spit backwards to hers. I mean, she's probably not going to go any more than 2 down with Cass having those short ones, so it's definitely worth a niggle. Put a little bit of intent in early. So Helen's just asking if the mixed pairs broadcast for today. So Helen, with that one today, we've got the Champ for Champ singles this morning. Then we're going to have the men's pairs final, and then we're going to have the ladies pairs final in the afternoon. So there actually isn't any mixed pairs today.
Not on the live stream.
No, not on the live stream, but probably tomorrow, I'd say, because
There'll
they'd be
definitely
down
be some
to
mixed
the
pairs
semi and
games
finals tomorrow. So, yeah. Just with so many finals going on, you sort of can't go past those. But, you know, we'll have scores coming through on the stream.
Another 2 to Cass. It's 2 ends in a row.
And I think as well, too, everyone's been really good with the live scoring. So
We had our intern / work experience boy, whatever you want to call him, Aussie.
I saw him yesterday and he's like, oh, I'm exhausted. He said, I was doing the live scoring on 2 greens in the first game yesterday.
It's not even hard work. I hope you're listening, Oz. That's not hard work, mate.
Well, he said that the second one was considerably easier because he was able to just sit in the office and do it because the spectators were so good at flipping over the scoreboards. He didn't even have to be down there, so, yeah.
I'm a big believer, and I reckon you'll back me up on this, that, and I've touched on it before on the stream, that in the singles, the first bowl is a very pivotal bowl. If you're on with your first bowl, it sets you up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd argue today the difference between Cass yesterday versus today is her first bowl probably hasn't been as good as what she was yesterday, but if she starts off like she just did then, it'll go a long way to her to winning.
Yeah, well, it's probably a bit tough for her backing up. Like, she played last night into the evening, the pace of the green sort of changes. You know, even though in the morning it is a little bit slower than what it is during the day, I think the evening is still a second more slower than that. So, you know, she would have...
She reckons it didn't change a lot. Yeah,
Oh, really?
I was talking about it last night. She goes, yeah, I don't think it actually dropped that much. I just assumed it was going to.
Yeah. So, I think she played 3 games yesterday as well too. So
She did.
Probably, I mean, look, she's probably way more experienced than me, but I know when I start after that many bowls in a day, I'm a bit stiff at the start, and getting into my delivery isn't as easy as it was the previous morning. So, but she's a pretty experienced. She'll get into it.
Nice. She's still bowling good.
Well, that's it. Still bowling better than I could. So. She's got the assurance bowl back there, so we know that Cass has got all the shots. So if you got your first one on like Di has, you're probably better to make sure that you're definitely behind on your second. Champ and Champs is such an interesting one as well too, because, you know, to get entry you've got to beat everyone at club level, and then you've got to go beat everyone in the region, and then you've got to get here
Or for
and
some,
beat everyone to
or
get
for
here.
some areas, they've got to win their playing area first before region.
Oh, do they?
Mm.
Oh. That's my city ignorance coming out.
No, look, not all regions are like that, but and certainly country regions. I was actually doing it yesterday. We worked out that Gippsland, Geelong, there was one other, I reckon, play everything at region level when it comes to state events. Whereas, say, my region, Murray Mallee, we have 4 playing areas.
Yep.
So you have to win your club singles, your playing area champions, then your region champions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We are such a large region, and like I look after Wimmera as well, and they're in the same boat. 4 playing areas, just because of tyranny of distance. It's so far between one
the
side and the
clubs.
others. Yep.
And do they have as many clubs? Because Jimmy was sort of talking about it the other day, and I think he said one of the regions had like 46 clubs, whereas another one only has like 19 sort of thing. So is there an even spread of the numbers of clubs, or is it just more the distance?
It's probably still an even spread in terms of the 4 playing areas. I think both regions have either got 36 and 37 clubs. Don't quote me on the exact number, but that I look after with my job. So they're very similar in terms of what they are, and then they're spread between the 4 playing areas, you know. So we do have one playing area in the Murray Mallee called the Tyrrell, which only has 5 clubs now. And they're the smallest playing area in the state.
Oh. How come 5 now? Did they...
They lost the club 12 months ago. Yeah.
It's disappointing. It's yeah, tough when that happens, especially because, you know, the clubs have got so much history. I think one of the most beautiful things about it is you go into the clubs and you see all the names on the walls and, you know, I always go in and speculate. I wonder if they were related, like mother-daughter or, you know, sort of thing, or
I remember
sisters.
one club once, and it was obviously have to be a lady in this circumstance generally, but there was a K somebody won so many club singles, and then a K somebody won so many club singles, and it was the same person. Just they got married.
They got married.
And it was like I think they'd won 30, but you know, like it was ridiculous, you know. She gets to that side of Casa. Oh, I don't think she even needs to get to that side of Casa. She just drew another one. Brilliant bowl die.
Lovely drawing.
Assume it's 2. I'm just waiting to see the paddles. 2 to die. 8 all. We have a close one.
You seem to pick them. Love a good close game on the live stream.
We'll give some score updates across the green. In that mixed pairs round of 16, Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 2 playing Mornington Peninsula 1 after 3 ends. The ladies pair semi-final, Shazlecki 2 playing Gold Murray 0 after 2. In the men's pair semi-final, Ovens and Murray 6 playing Geelong 0 after 4 ends. And the one next door to us here on the live stream, men's pair semi-final, Eastern Rangers 2 playing Sandbelt 3 after 2. Morning, Michael. Hope you're well.
Just waiting for the Eastern Rangers guy to turn around so I can see what shirt he's from. Pakenham.
Yep, both guys are from... That's Neil Devlin, been around for a long time. Very good bowler.
Yep. There's a few that sort of got that composite of colours on their shirt. At first I sort of looks a bit like
Fitzroy Vic, yeah. Don't worry, everybody... I think they've got a line on the back as well, so they're...
That's what gave it away for me. And I think it actually even says Pakenham Lions too, but yeah, from the front I sort of thought... Well, I knew that Fitzroy Vic was Northern Gateway, so I'm like, well, it can't be that. And also as well, Drysdale, not similar, but the same colour composition, because we had some ladies from Drysdale yesterday. Yep. So...
Kerry Reese and Belinda Jeffs yesterday.
Yes. They were lovely. Belinda is Reese's mum.
I assumed that. I didn't know that, but I just assumed that. You should never always assume. I know that.
Yeah.
I know the rules.
So you can definitely see where he gets his talent from. It's from his mum. I don't know if his dad bowls actually, so... But, yeah.
Morning, Damo. Hope you're well up in Queensland. Well, you're technically New South Wales, if I have to be correct. Beyond the border there.
Tweed?
Yep.
I also lived in a border town in Queensland, but inland.
You've been everywhere as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I lived up in Queensland for many years, and then I moved to Victoria about 11 years ago. So, because I've got curly hair, so came down here to have a good hair day. So, humidity up there kills me. So, but I still got some family up there, so it's sort of handy if I need a cheap holiday.
Yep. Morning, Lucas. Hope you're well. The second best Protopapus behind Carol.
Speaking of talented family bowlers.
Great bowls, Cass.
Just put a very good end together here.
Big Dye's probably loose this end for a few ends as well, if not the whole match.
Yeah. But remember, first one she did 2 and she drew it on the last.
Yeah.
So let's see if she can come up with even if she gets second shot, just to keep it tight.
I think you're kidding yourself, Lucas. I reckon the Bombers will get beat by 6 goals.
She's played a good line on it.
That hand goes, though. It's the weight that probably hurt her more than anything.
Yeah. Well, it might keep Cass out from adding another one? Because she was playing that hand. She might have to switch over, or is she going to stick with it?
No, she has to beat the wing bowl, you know, so
Oh yeah, I'm looking on the screen. It looks a lot closer, that short one. And I just looked up to the actual game on the green, and I'm like, just disregard that one.
that's where it can give you the different perceptions, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And I'm known for my terrible depth perception anyway, so...
Now we're getting all the footy nuffies on there saying the Bombers will win. I'm not sure how they think that, but anyway. It'd be 2 to Cass. Now 10-8.
Oh, today the Bombers will win?
Yeah, no, I reckon Collingwood will beat them by 6 goals minimum.
But a bit of a change in the tactics of the... Sorry, I'm not trying to just talk too loud because they're right in front of us. Bit of a change in tactics with the mat length here. This is my favourite length because you don't have to kick bowls.
You do if you have to kick them up.
Nah, you walk back and get them. So that way you can overthink your last bowl as you're walking back to get your next one.
I kick them up a little bit, you know.
Yeah, usually my opposition do, and I'm like, oh, I'll walk. But it was actually funny yesterday because I say that, and good change in length, she's nailed it.
That's a brilliant starter.
Yesterday, our first end, they played the mat sort of back a bit and rolled it to the top of the line, which is my least preferred because you've got to kick a lot of bowls, but skipping, so it was okay. And my lead nailed it, so I kept her on that length, and I actually said to the other skip, I said, oh, look, I feel really bad for the girls because they're having to kick so many bowls, but, you know, she's nailing this length, so I don't want to change her.
I would never apologise for that.
Oh, I do.
I do it on purpose sometimes.
I do.
Just to try and wear them out a bit more.
Yeah. Well, I led for Nelson for 2 seasons and given it away, but he likes to play the mat on the tee and short.
Mm-hmm.
And we had one day and it was really hot and he was just having a day of it, like he was just getting everything. And the opposition just cracked the shit and they were like, cracked this, and they were like, we're sick of kicking bowls. Please just change the length. So Nelson's brutal. He was like, nah. So yes, you are right. It is a good tactic.
The one I loved, and I was very oblivious to it for a long time, but I lived in Gold Coast for a couple of years and played at South Tweed. And I was lucky enough to play with Kelvin Kirko around his prime, and he loved, if you had a tailwind, headwind, he'd love to go minimum length mat right up with the tailwind, and then ditch into the headwind. As you can imagine, some of those coastal places have a very strong head and tailwind. It was it's a real good challenge. Good bowls by Cass. 2 on, 1 behind now.
Great catch in position too. Any contact with that one now is going to go back to hers.
Morning, Lunny. Hope you're well. You are the travelling Wilbury. I've seen you all over the shop the last couple of weeks on Facebook. You're in Adelaide for Live Golf on the weekend. Lucky man. I would have actually liked to go there. I love the golf.
Not so much myself. I was trying to think of something diplomatic to say about golf and I've got nothing.
Just don't say nothing then, Sarah.
Yeah, just leave that one. Stick to the bowls.
Another good bowl here by Cass. Don't know. It might count. What's Lorraine doing paddle-wise here at the moment? Tried to poke my head around the corner there. Got nothing.
No.
Morning, Mick. My second and pennant. World's worst second. I just put up with him because I like the guy.
All right, Mick, you put the down low about JT back in the comments. It's hard being second.
Nah, he's got it easy.
He's got it easy. Gets out of armchair.
Well, mate, if our lead's on, you just have to pass the head. That's an easy bowl. 1 yard, 2 yards, I don't care. You pass the head.
Yep.
He actually does listen occasionally.
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Well, I get his tactic then. If the lead's on, you might also want to put in a blocker as well too.
Nah.
So,
Nah.
Nah. So So what have they said for this end? Was it 2?
I think I think Di might be going to the toilet or grabbing a drink or something. I assume it's 2. We've had no indication yet. Yep.
2. Crowd helping us out.
Well, Lorraine will probably paddle still when she comes down, but
So I guess while we've got the toilet break on, we can have a look at the scores. We've got a few players in the way at the moment, but the men's pairs with the Eastern Rangers Sandbelt. Eastern Rangers 3, Sandbelt 4 after 4. The men's pairs, Oven and Murray versus Geelong. 6 to Ovens and Murray, 2-0 after 4. Ladies pairs, Goulburn Murray.
Gold Murray, yep.
Goulburn Murray versus Strzelecki. Goulburn Murray are now in the lead, 3-2 after 3. So very close game there. Can you see the mixed pairs?
3-1 in favour of Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields against Mornington Peninsula after 4 ends.
So have they always been Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields?
No,
Or has that changed?
they were just Bendigo Campaspe, and
Yep.
Goldfields was actually part of the Ballarat region. But a bit of realignment of boundaries and noticing that Goldfields was probably closer to Bendigo than actually
Yep.
they changed it. Yeah,
Okay.
probably 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Marg, I think that answered your question for you. We're not actually doing technical live scoring with the other games this morning, but the games that are being played, we'll give you live updates through the streaming.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. They're all on the same green
If they're on the
today.
same green, we can do it pretty easily. If they're
Yeah.
not on the same green, it's a bit tricky.
Plus, it means that you've got to tune in to us and listen instead of just going and seeing the live scores.
That's right. We want
Yeah.
everybody to tune into us, you
Getting
know.
the viewers up.
So, Cass, a similar tactic. She's brought the mat up again.
Well, she nailed it on her first one last time, so... She's just working out a weight there, just seeing how far it is from the tee.
Call an umpire.
Or is she checking to see if it's too short?
I'll throw all my hard-earned cash that it's long enough.
Yeah, I think so too. When I was practicing the other night, I did one that was 21 ends.
21 metres.
21 metres, that's it. And James was like, is that long enough? And I'm like, well, if the 21 is right, then yeah, it should be. It's just deceptively short on this green. Like, it looks shorter.
On a 40-metre green, 21 metres looks extremely short. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. There you go.
Would have doubled me cash.
Yep. Is that one to Josh?
I don't mind a minimum length end every now and then.
Well, it definitely test your opposition.
Started by Cass. Morning, Gale. No, it's not exactly the same ring. It is the same ring number, but the rings have all been moved this morning. Our great greenkeeper here at Bendigo East, Aaron Tonkins, moves the rinks every day. Started by
Great reply
Di.
here from Di. And a touch. She just missed the line a little on that one, but she played good weight. I mean, I guess maybe too, she probably maybe played that tighter line to sort of try and draw the ball off.
Yesterday, didn't matter where the bowls were when Cass was drawing in that game against Kelly. She'd just draw it.
Just draw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, Kelly's a very established bowler.
Absolutely.
To peg it, keep her back to that scoreline, like...
I reckon she just pinched it again. Probably a weight hurter more than anything. I think that might have been the line. Try and turn her in the corner with 2 feet, 3 feet of weight. Give it a chance. Peel the bowl off at the same time.
Yeah. Or do you think maybe she's in two minds about a shot and she maybe wants to play a little bit more aggressive, but she decides to draw it instead? Or
No, sometimes you just don't execute. You don't get the bowl away well or whatever it is. I think I do it plenty of times.
just asking there if it's touching the jack.
Morning, Matthew. That's a good question for you. No, we're only playing one game of mixed pairs this morning. They weren't actually scheduled to play until 1 o'clock today, but we're playing one to try and avoid some clashes later on. So thank you for your interaction, Matthew.
So I think Cass there, she might have actually just taken out her second shot bowl.
It's hard to say.
Can't even say the camera angles on this one because it's right in front of us and I still can't tell. That's a different way of doing the finger measure.
Yeah, I've never done it that way.
No.
I don't know if I can get wide enough with my fingers, Sarah.
It's also that, well, I'm really terrible with it. I'll do my bowls and then my fingers move by the time I get to the other ones. So
1 to die. Score is now 12-9.
looking across the rinks, there's some really good heads being put together.
It's indicative of this green. It's just a really good green.
Yeah.
Morning, Wilksy. Hope you're well. Yes, the men's pairs final will be live streamed after lunch. We have 3 finals going to be live streamed today, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is that a relative of yours, Sarah?
That's my sister.
There you go.
I was actually talking about it yesterday, and because the second game, the ladies that we played, their sisters, and I was like, oh yeah, my sister bowls, but at the moment she likes to drink a little bit too much while she's playing, rather than being a little bit more serious. But when she's ready to be serious, we'll play together.
I don't play with my brother.
Too hard?
Ah, look. He thinks he's better than what he is for starters.
I hope he's listening to hear this.
He guarantee you, when he'll be on here and he'll be bagging me out. He's just the first thing he does when he gets on the live stream. He just loves trying to stick it to me.
But no, Rachel started bowling a few years after me. She said it was the only way I could get to hang out with you, as if I started bowling too, because all you do is bowl or hang out at bowls clubs. So, so she plays at Melbourne Bowls Club.
Yeah, there you go.
And yeah, she really enjoys it there.
Question from Damien. Is this the venue where the 2026 Com Games are being played? No, that will be Bendigo Bowling Club. Morning, Hayley. Hope you're well.
Hayley is a big superstar of the game. She's really up and coming.
She's in the last 12 to 18 months just come out of nowhere and went whooshka.
Yeah.
She made our Victorian under-18 side for nationals.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now she's too old already.
Yes, yeah.
But
well, she also plays football as well.
She's pretty good at that, I've been told.
Yes.
Never seen her play, but
yeah.
and her old man was here this week in the fours. He made it through to the
Quarters.
quarterfinals. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think they lost by 1 shot as well. But yeah, the first time I seen a bowl was last season. We had to play them in a mixed pairs game, and she was amazing. Like, she bowled incredible. She definitely destroyed me. So it was all James, that one. But yeah, no, she's definitely a big next superstar of the game.
Score update across the green. In the mixed pairs round of 16, Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 4 playing Morning Peninsula 1. Geez, that nearly not come out right. After 5 ends, the ladies pair semi-final, Golden Murray and Strzelecki 3 apiece after 4. The first men's pair semi-final, Almonds and Murray 7, Geelong 0 after 5 ends, and the one next door to our streaming rink, Eastern Rangers 3, Sandbelt 4 on 4 ends. And I've just been informed, and it's been put in the comments, they're going to live stream the other, live score the other games anyway. So if you don't want to wait for us to give you what's going on, there will be some live scoring going on all those matches.
Handy.
But we'll still give them out anyway.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we've got enough spectators volunteering, or are they going to do it from in the...
Oh, they'd probably just do it the luxury of the office and sit in there and do nothing, you know?
Yep. Like Aussie yesterday afternoon.
Oh, Jimmy, what does he do?
Yeah, true.
You know?
Yeah. We've got Mel coming over and making sure we're all okay. Do we want drinks or anything like
I
that?
said she's the best staff member by far.
Yep. And then we haven't seen Boo from Jimmy, except in the comments. So, talking himself up as a racehorse.
Oh, they could go on so many different tangents there too.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just leave that one.
Yeah.
So got a pairs games. The Eastern Rangers Sandbelt's very close game. So, and then the ladies pairs game as well, also very close game. Strzelecki got through last night on an extra end. They had to play.
Did watch that.
And then the Golden Murray ladies, obviously they got through up by 1 shot on the last end as well. So
Great bowl, Cass.
Both girls know how to play tight games.
I reckon that'll be 2. Wait for the rain to indicate it.
Wondering what the pause was there.
I think it's just a score clarification.
Yep.
2 to Cass. So interesting little tidbit here, and lucky we got the score in front of us. Cass has only scored 2s in this match.
Oh, has she?
7 2s she has scored. I'm not sure what that tells us.
No. Love stats. I'm all about the stats.
I used to use a spreadsheet when I was a coach at East Shepparton, and I'd take the scorecards and I'd put every scorecard from our Division 1 side into a spreadsheet.
Yep.
And I never come up with a spreadsheet, so I can't claim ownership of it. But what it would do is, as long as the second would indicate on the crossover who was holding, it would break the game into quarters, so every 6 ends.
Yep.
It'd break the game into how many ends you won, whether you won the quarters as well, how many times the skip changed the head over when they were down, etc. It's a really good tool, and actually was quite
insightful
in terms
coaching.
of, well, giving guys some information about what would happen if certain things happened a certain way, you know, and we were able to work out that if you kept job position under 20, you generally won more times than not. If you'd won clangers, if you dropped less than 10 team clangers, that's any more 3 or more shots.
Yep.
You'd nearly always win. So it had actually some data that I was able to be backed up by results, you know. So
yeah,
when we, as a team, 4 rinks dropped more than 10 clangers, we generally lost that game. So things like that.
Yep. So
it meant them having a bit of a motto of, well, let's get second shot first and try and avoid the clangers for the day, you know, things like that. So
yep. Di's Cass left a room and she nailed this one. Can you see there? Because I sort of find as well too, sometimes you find an end better, like a direction.
Yep.
Do you
Well,
think Di's maybe won a few more in this direction, or? As I say that, Cass nails it, so proving me wrong.
no, there's nothing there in that regard. The other thing is Cass went 2-2, didn't score for a couple of ends. 2-2, didn't score for an end. 2-2, didn't score for an end. It's gone 2. So if her trend is she'll get another 2 this end.
Yep. For following the stats.
Yep.
Well, the Geelong boys are on the board, so 7-1 after 6. Sometimes that's a bit of a mental obstacle as well too. You get on there and then you sort of start to find your rhythm and flow with it.
Well, they started, I wouldn't say slowly, but they were down against the Lakes Entrance guys yesterday in that match we live streamed, and once they got going, they were really, really good. So
Yeah.
maybe it is just that one they get that gets them going.
Yeah, that's it. They find they can roll the jack length they like, and
As I say that, they're 4 down in the head at the moment, but
Oh, are they? I was going to say the jack must have moved because they've got like that really big bunch there.
yeah. Good question, Joyce. Cassandra plays with Taylors. Pretty sure they're GTRs, but don't quote me exactly, but they're definitely a Taylor bowl.
Someone said anyway, go Taylor all the way.
Yeah, that's just Lucas. We ignore
Oh,
him when he starts
okay.
rambling on like that. Oh, I was going to say she didn't want to do that. She could have poked the ball over in for shot.
Yeah. Ended up in a good spot though. It's always handy to have a back bowl. And not too far back.
Cass is awfully close here. She can get to the bowl.
Just going to sit it.
Oh, she's probably one bowl narrow. Very close to getting the result she wanted. It's going to break her trend of getting 2 2s in a row. Unless Di does something drastically wrong. Don't think she will.
No, she hasn't given any indication yet that she's going to play anything wild to
No.
do that, but
She's actually awfully close to drawing another shot.
could wait for it. Just out. Geez, they nailed their weight this end, didn't they?
One to die. Score is now 14-10.
Got one of the ladies on the end turning over the scoreboard for us. Which is handy.
That is Ian Summerall, ITO as well. Lives in my hometown, Waganya, and plays at my original home club, KRSL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where's that located?
Waganya is on the Victorian side of the river,
Okay.
and Kyra is on the New South Wales side of the river,
Oh, okay.
Murray River.
Yep.
God's country.
Yeah.
I tend to have this habit of living in Victoria and playing in New South Wales clubs, because now I live in Swan Hill and play at Murray Downs, which is on the New South Wales side of the river. Yep.
Ah. We used to have our region sites up there.
Yes.
Yeah, greens
definitely.
are fantastic.
We're talking Murray Downs now?
Murray Downs.
Yeah, no.
Yep.
3 tiffies. I'd argue they're as good as anywhere in the, not the
Oh.
state, the country.
The country,
They're,
yeah.
they're amazing. Our greenkeeper, Coxie, does an amazing job.
It was, yeah. You'd be stoked to get selected for region sides, but you'd be even more stoked to go and play on those greens. So, and that's, they've obviously moved it now, but when they're up there, I was in the Sandbelt region, and we had a bit of success up there, so definitely didn't mind those greens.
Started there by Cass. Chalky, God lives in Bairnsdale now. I know who he's referring to there. A mate of mine I played with at KRSL for many years. He is now living in Bairnsdale. He's the only one who calls himself God, though.
It's usually the way. Yeah, anywhere along the river up there is lovely. So
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised. I went up there. One of my friends who I know through work, she just wanted to go to Swan Hill. She just had heard it's a nice town. She wanted to go up. She doesn't drive, so she wrote me in. She's like, do you mind? And I'm like, I don't mind at all. I used to go up there all the time for region sides. And it was when the river was actually quite high up, and I'd never seen it so high up before. I stopped and took like 1 million photos because I was like,
Great bowl, Cass.
look how high this river is.
This wasn't just recently with the flooding, was it?
It was before it all happened,
Okay.
but it had come up a lot.
Yep.
But
We were quite lucky along the Murray. There was places that got really hit.
Yeah.
But I think just the way the town's designed, high banks and the town slopes upwards from the river anyway, there was never going to be any trouble there from a residential perspective, so...
Yeah. Yeah, they've obviously planned it out well when they've built the town around the river. So
Whereas my hometown, Coro, got really flooded.
Oh, did it?
And the footy ground in particular got it was underwater. The club rooms went under, and the Coro Civic Bowls Club, which was my enemy back in the day in terms of bowls, they definitely got impacted as well too. So
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to get a set of arrows that I could donate to the club so they could raise some money and fix up whatever they needed to fix up. So
Yeah. Yeah, how are all those, they're all recovering from...
yeah,
Yeah.
the only one I probably don't know about, which was the town that I reckon got hit the most in terms, was Rochester. Be interested to know how their club, but I think I seen a game the other day online somewhere, like a photo, so they must be doing fine. So
Yep. Yeah. Well, I guess sort of when we had the last Vic Open up in Shepparton, there was, a lot of flooding and stuff that had happened just before that, and there was a lot of questions about whether or not it would go ahead. And definitely going to some of the venues, we could see still a lot of water on the side of the road and stuff like that. But
look at this bobble from Di. Oh, she's one down still. What a bowl.
play a bowl like that, you're still down. That's tough. But the greens were still just amazing. Like, they ran, there was no issues. They ran beautifully.
Cass is a bit of chicken, not putting her second bowl down.
Do not blame her.
She's taken one. 15-10. Give you a score update across the green for those who are just tuning in. Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 6 playing Mornington Peninsula 1 after 6 ends in the round 16 mixed pairs match. In the ladies pairs semi-final, there's only one of those going on this morning due to Cass playing in this singles match. Goulburn Murray 3 playing Shreslecki 4 after 5 ends. Men's pair semi-final, number 1, Ovens and Murray 7, Geelong 1 after 6 ends. I still feel, yep. And Eastern Rangers 6 playing Sandbelt 4 after 6 ends in the other men's pairs semi-final.
Glenn's just popped in the comments there that he played at Rochester on the weekend.
Their Prestige Pairs event. I know that was on the weekend, yep.
Yeah, so sounds like the greens are back in order. So
Hope everybody in that community is doing well.
actually, last time we had the region sides on the way up there, stopped at the pizza place at Rochester on the way in. Apparently it's quite famous. They do good pizzas, and it did not disappoint. So
I have had a pizza there before, but I didn't know it was famous or anything like that. So
well, my sister told me about it. She's like, this pizza place everyone recommends. They're apparently like the best pizzas. So
right, okay.
we made the decision to stop, and good decision.
I don't recall it being bad, so it must have been all right. So
Yeah. Good opening bowl here from Cass. Di's put in a good reply too, just running through a little. But she's passed, that's always a good spot. Glenn said they do great pizzas, so it's not just us who think so. Oh, is that Cass's parents have put a comment in there?
yes.
So Cass's last bowl is probably going to force her to change her hand. I don't think Di's played too many down that hand. And as you said, it is the wider one where it's got like a little bit more swoop, so it can be a little bit of an adjustment. Actually looks like there's chalk on that bowl still actually coming down.
Good morning, Tom. Yeah, every mixed pairs game, bar the one we're playing early this morning, is starting around, let's say 1 o'clock, but it's after lunch. So
we should start to see the players coming in soon.
You'd think so. They probably are, and because of the canopy, is that the right word we're using?
Yeah.
Marquee.
Marquee.
It's got its sides up still to protect us from the sun. There probably is a few people rocking in there.
So, for the players, the greens have been available in the evenings for a bit of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just get many coming up yesterday for the mixed pairs having a bit of practice?
I think there was a few out in the green,
Few
yeah.
out there, yeah.
On the back greens, obviously, because we live streamed the
one.
singles matches. There's a question for you, Luke, from Lucas to you, Sarah. It's an interesting one. I'll let you answer that one. I'd have a guess at who might be winning that stakes.
Unfortunately, I wasn't involved in the celebrations. I was laid up on the couch. I was had a bit of a neck and arm problem going on, so I didn't get to see the celebrations. But I did say to James, like, you're at no obligation to come home at any time. So.
Do you reckon he would have, partying too much? No, I didn't think so.
Nah.
He wouldn't have been my prediction.
No, definitely not. So, look, I think the boys they definitely did have a big night. But what happens on after game celebrations stays on after game celebrations. How's that? So,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
don't want to give anything away. But I mean, I think that's typical of anyone. You win a flag. It's
You're allowed to have a good time.
Exactly. So I think they had lunch the next day and they had to wear. I can't remember if they wore like Hawaiian shirts or.
There was something like that. I remember seeing a photo.
Yeah. So, but Mooney had a good one. They all got off in costumes. So.
I did see that as well.
So was that one?
One to die.
One.
So she's now on 11, 15-11.
She's not letting Cass break away.
The biggest
is she?
margin has been 5, and it hasn't looked like getting any further than that at any stage.
So just a score update, we've got the mixed pairs game that's going on, Bendigo Capacity Goldfields versus Mornington Peninsula. So 6-1 to Bendigo Capacity Goldfields after 6 ends. In the ladies pairs, it's a very tight game there. Goulburn Murray 3, Strzelecki 4 after 5. And then the men's pairs, Ovens and Murray are 8 versus Geelong to 1 after 7 ends. And then the other game that you can probably maybe see a bit of in the background there, we've got Eastern Rangers versus Sandbelt. And when Old Mate moves, I'll be able to see the scoreboard to tell you what the score is.
Love that.
Yeah.
How much Australian vernacular is old mate?
Yeah. I think it's very very country one as well too. So I've had to drop a lot of my Queenslandisms since I've come to Victoria, but. Not to ignite too much debate, but to me it'll always be a potato scallop.
No, it's potato cake.
Potato scallop.
No way.
That's where you're definitely Victorian. So we actually had a bit of a debate about it at work when Macca's brought them in, and they controversially called it a potato scallop and not a potato cake. And so we had this huge debate at work, and we've got a few Kiwis in the team, and they actually call it a potato fritter, and apparently South Australians do as well. So. We actually didn't come out with a clear winner on what it should actually be pronounced or called. So,
There's some interesting ones.
I don't know how you get fritter, but I feel like it's more a fritter than a cake. So, but maybe we should just leave that one. It actually got banned from the work talk because it got so controversial.
I know, like a bubbler.
What?
A bubbler, as in what you drink out of.
Ah, water fountain.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, but I think the ones at the schools where you turn it and there's the long trough, they're more bubblers.
Oh, they're just bubblers. Anything like that's a bubbler.
Bubbler. Played a bit more of a direct line here.
Yeah, she's not far away.
Searching for it. Good ball there.
Great bowl.
I mean, it's opened it up a bit more, but change on the length. You know, your opposition's got to adapt for that. Cat's tracking here. She's down to the jack. Oh,
Great bowl.
Doesn't matter where you put it.
Morning, Michael. No mixed pairs will be live streamed today. As we've announced earlier, we will have this final, then we'll have the men's pairs final being live streamed, and then the ladies pairs final being live streamed. Bearing in mind we'll get down to the semi-final stage of the mixed pairs by tomorrow, I can pretty be confident we'll get a mixed pairs game being live streamed tomorrow.
For sure. Mixed pairs also is a really popular format. Don't
Yeah.
they get pretty much most entries in the mixed? The Vic Open and...
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I know for our region it tends to be the highest entered is the mixed pairs. So...
I call it divorce pairs.
Yeah. Me too, but we've got to get married first for that to happen. So,
Well, my wife Kelly doesn't play, and it's probably a good
probably
thing.
a good thing.
Yeah. She won't play board games with me.
Oh, really?
I'm too competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that actually.
She reckons I'm too hard on my 4-year-old son already.
Cass has had to change over hands here, but I think she's
It's not a bad
nailed it.
changeover. What a change.
What a bowl. So, Monopoly, are you the banker or?
Well, we've only ever played one ball game, and she quit, and that was it. We've never played a ball game since.
Oh.
We played categories. Two to Cass.
To the Cass. Continuing the trend? No, she must have got a 1 there somewhere.
She has. 17-11, our biggest margin of the match.
Blowout. 6 shots. Nah, James and I, we're pretty good when we play mixed pairs together. Don't always agree on the shot. And he'll come down and he'll be like, what do you think? And I'll say this, and he'll be like, nah. And I'll say this, and he'll be like, nah. And I'll be like, look, just play whatever you want then. Like, why are you asking for my opinion? If you're not going to agree with any of the things. And I always joke too, I ask for his opinion so I can play the opposite. So... But,
Morning, Jade. So the men's pairs final hasn't been established yet. We're playing the semi-finals right now at this present time. We have one reasonably close match. Now, though, it has had a bit of a margin for most of the match, but...
and of course, there's the live scoring as well too.
Yep.
If you need to tune out from the live stream and go do things, you can keep an eye on it through the live scores.
The Geelong team just got 3, so they now trail 8-4 after 8 ends against the Ovens and Murray team in one of the men's pair semi-finals. Started there by Cass.
First bowl pressure you're talking about?
Yep. Di's not that far away. She's probably just a little tight.
Great weight. I think sort of talking about earlier that Cass didn't have as much first bowl pressure at the start of the game, but she seems to have sort of relaxed into it a lot more, and she's definitely really starting to nail it with her first bowl. But at the same time as well too, Di's, gone with her.
Yep.
So
there's no doubt and this is not a crack at Cass, but she's not as polished as she was last night. Like, she's just been a fraction off. She's still bowling good, and obviously she's got the lead, but
yep.
what she played last night was as good as singles I've seen played for a long time, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think going into it as well too, like, Kelly's just such an established player. She was always going to be a super hard, opposition to get through just to get to the final. And I think, Cass won this last year as well too. So, you really want to, go back to back and, turn up and make it to this point. So I think maybe you just kind of not relax into it a bit more, but do you know what I mean? Like, she's made where her goal is, and then from here, I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Is Brady going to show us the behind the head shot? That all good? Come on, mate. What are you doing?
All kinds of stuff.
He's doing all the background work.
Making paddles.
Yeah, and kangaroos. Can we see the kangaroo again? I love that. I mean the magpie. Sorry. So Di's put together a very good end here.
Yeah, that trial was really good. She can just draw around. She'll go very close to adding another here. Yeah, it's in the count.
Yeah.
Great bowls.
And that's the thing too, you know, sometimes on like a different green, you know, you might think that bowl's in your way. But the way these ones are running, you back your bowl to turn around those ones and get back to the jack.
You can with confidence draw wide and draw around a bowl, no problems at all.
Yeah.
Imagine using the old super grips on these greens.
Actually, it's funny. I was on because I got a set of tigers. And
Yep.
I was like, when I was playing yesterday, I was like, oh God, I can only imagine playing on those on this. Like, you'd be out at the other rink.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it'd just be insane. I feel like, because obviously I haven't been bowling that long, but back when everyone had super grips, like the greens must have been slower. Like,
No.
surely they couldn't have played on greens like this.
No, there
had
were
those
still some
bowls.
very good greens. Here's Cass's last bowl.
Is she playing here? Is she drawing or is she playing a little bit more positive?
No, she's on the draw.
On the
She's
draw?
actually not far away, to be honest. She only has to sneak under her own with the right weight, and she's going to be close. Oh.
She probably just had the right weight for it, but she just caught the wrong side of that one. She'd sort of got the other side. It probably would have just guided her in onto it nicely.
No, there was definitely some quick greens around still with the
With
wide
the
tenor
super
bowls. Yeah.
grips, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But they reckon you'd have to nearly wait until, like if you're playing beside someone,
Yep.
you'd have to wait till a bowl finished so you could play your bowl so
Your
you weren't
bowl.
interfering with the rink next door.
Yep. That makes sense.
I seen a guy, I played a second, third year, played a guy in a handicap event, 100 up, whatever it was. He was using slazengers in his bowl.
Slazenger bowls.
Yeah, there was a slazenger, and the bowl come back towards the mat. That's how much it turned.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Geez, your game of bowls would go for a long time if you're waiting for people to put down bowls before you put down yours.
Two to die. It's the game back to 4, the margin. She's just hanging around. She's not letting Cass, like nobody's won any more than 2 ends in a row. That's how even the contest is. Still.
Just looking over at the Queen's Cliff game over there, but is these bowls match their uniform, the colours?
One of them definitely does. One of the boys' bowls does. That's
Yeah.
Maddie, the lead.
It's very
Yeah.
dedicated.
Philip just said there, I started with Slazengers 40 years ago.
Oh, wow. My first bowls were Dunlops from Laurel. I think, what's his name? Sean from Melbourne, Fluffy.
I don't know Sean, but I know of him, yes.
Yeah, he was still playing with Dunlops until a couple of years ago.
Wow.
So I actually led for him for a while. And I think I'm supposed to say that he was the best skip that I ever had, and he taught me almost everything I know.
Right.
That's not promoted by him at all.
He only told you to say that.
Yeah, he did. He literally did. So, but he said to do it in my acceptance speech, but clearly I didn't make it because I'm on the commentary, so I'll just have to throw it in the commentary instead. So
They're asking for a length measure here.
it's interesting she's rolled a shorter length because last time they went shorter, Cass did nail it, so it was in the opposite direction though.
No, Jamie, that isn't Peter Landers, the umpire. As far as I know, Peter'd be still up in Queensland. No, that umpire was Paul Muller, the Bendigo Campaspe Goldfield Region President. And Helen Hall's down the other end.
Is that Helen there with the...
Yep.
What club's that one for?
I don't even know if that's a club shirt or not.
Yeah, because it's got the bulldog on the back. It sort of reminds me
So
of the
then if it's a bulldog, then it's North Bendigo.
Oh, North Bendigo.
Yep.
Okay. There you go. You're a treasure to have on here. I'm like, what shirt's this? And you're like, oh, this one.
I've got a head full of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it all up here, all stored.
So I tell you, I like winging it.
Winging it.
Yeah.
Yep. You just got it all up there, so you just, yep. But you've definitely got a good eye for the different bowl shirts, the different bowls. You know a lot of the players, so...
Coming up 30 years, Sarah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's going to show my age.
Well, you must have started very young.
13.
13, okay.
Great bowl, Cass.
So did you come up through the juniors yourself? Or?
Yeah, no, I was lucky enough to come through the juniors. My era was Mark Casey, Todd Simmons, Brett Spur, Joel Simmons, Peter Lowe was my pairs partner, Nathan Bush, Michael Walker, Barry and I, who obviously become very good mates later down the track, kind of seen each other without being close. Well, I was half a year in front of him.
Yep.
Yeah, that was sort of my era. Yeah.
Yeah. Geez, that's some pretty competitive juniors to come up with.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good.
You'd be doing well to win anything. But yeah, look, it's good that the junior development program's
It's
been
even
around
got
for
better.
so
Like we had junior singles, junior pairs, and that was it. There was nothing else. There was interstate series, and then obviously back then, if you won a state title, you represented your state at nationals.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't like development squads like we've got now, like the Northern Flyers, and up my way we've got the Murray Mallee Bush Rangers now. So our pathways are definitely enhanced and better, more opportunities.
And they even had this year, they had like a juniors big open.
Yeah, that was the first time ever we had a Vic Open mixed pairs for the juniors.
Yep.
It was fantastic, and I can only see they get bigger as Di just plays another cracking bowl. I don't know if she got shot out of it or not. She might have moved it far enough.
The marker saying, oh, she's got a hand up too high, I can't see. I think it was a red paddle she held up.
Oh, I reckon it was a red paddle.
Yeah.
The Queenscliff guys just won another end. So they're on their little run at the moment. I don't know what the score is yet.
Did you see the bowl? It was a cracker. The skip
Luke
played through. He got the jack, went back with it. And then the opposition skip probably had about 1.5 meters to draw. But, it was about, 4 metres past the head, and he just missed it. So
Cass's last bowl could be shot. She come through a little bit, but just depends. They're going to go the measure.
they're both kind of...
No. One to die.
One to die. Tightens the game right up.
17-14.
Just quickly go through the other scores. So the mixed pairs, Bendigo Capacity Goldfields. It's a mouthful. I'm just going to call them BCG.
BCG.
Yeah, BCG 6, Mornington Peninsula 3 after 7. And then the ladies' pairs game is still very tight between Goulburn Murray Strzelecki, with Goulburn Murray now in front 7-5 after 7. Then we've got the men's pairs games with Oven and Murray and Geelong. So that's now tightened up 8-4 after 8.
It's definitely closer because they haven't put the score on for last end, so it must be 8-5 or something like that.
Yeah, yep. And then very tight game next door against Eastern Rangers against Sandbelt, 6-all after 7. So they're having a bit of a belter over there.
Dye's first bowl, just a little short.
She's nailed a line though, so... I think they've both sort of switched over, haven't they? They sort of started on the other hand, the ditch side hand, but not really ditch side because they're at least a rank in. They've both sort of switched over to that wider hand, so... Maybe it was just us talking up how good it is to play the turning hand. talking a bit loud, and they heard, and they took our advice.
Well, again, he's moved the rinks a half a rink or quarter rink every day, so they're getting some even wear across the green. You just could do some different things too, you know.
Yeah, true.
The last thing you ever want to see is you play on the same markers every day, and then you move it for the last day. I've seen that happen once.
Oh.
I nearly did my head in,
Yeah.
and I was in no man's land. I couldn't find a line.
Still very open this end. Sort of usually find that sometimes though as well too. Like when it is very open, nobody really does just nail it.
Yep. Thank you, Annie, for providing this. This is Di's first ever state event. She was in Bendigo on her own, but over the past 2 days, she said 3 guys and 4 chooks became her support group, and after a semi, Di had no idea of condition of play. Also, she didn't know that a meal was provided for her, so isn't this a great story, you know? Di's here playing in the final now.
That's lovely.
That's why I love our sport. It's so inclusive, you know, regardless of anybody's barrier. It just welcomes anybody.
It does. It's actually myself, so because I grew up in the country, I didn't grow up with traditional sort of sports. So for me, it was like horse riding and surf life saving. And then when I sort of started playing bowls, and you know, they're very inclusive sports as well. You know, there's sort of, especially horse riding, there's no gender advantage so much. And then when I sort of started playing bowls as a barefooter, that's how I got into it. Yeah, I just love the fact that the men and the women play together. So that was already like a big thing that I sort of really liked about it, with the inclusivity there. But it didn't sort of matter your age. Like, you know, anybody can turn up and win on the day. And yeah, I love the sport.
It's probably the loosest end we've definitely had this match. Nothing probably inside a yard. Di's last bowl.
I reckon here she sort of play a little bit heavier and sort of look to turn something of
I
her own
think she's
up,
close.
Yeah, she changed hands and nailed it.
Probably too much room, really, in schemes of things.
Yeah.
Do you reckon
Cass
look at this?
Yeah, she's got a bit of an option here. Like, she can play through positive, she can roll her own up, or if she gets that jack back to hers.
I like the forehand shot. She's played these shots well the last 2 days I've seen her. Give it a chance.
And she's got these shots. Like, she's drawn a lot this game, but she's definitely got those shots. So, I mean, singles is more about the draw, but I wouldn't mind seeing her have a rumble here and trying to get that jack back.
She's playing forehand. Might have called it, Sarah.
I think you have. She's lining up for it. Nice. Smooth out.
Tight.
No? Oh, yeah, wait, yeah. Just drifting.
Interesting to see what would happen if she edged her own and come in, whether taking hers out would have made a huge difference or not. So
Yeah.
I reckon she's probably gone the fact that she had multiple seconds there.
That's what I'm thinking. I think once she moved that jack off the line, it brought in her front side one as definite second shot.
So another one to die. She edges ever so closely to 7 and 15 down, and that is the first time any of the 2 ladies have won 3 ends in a row in this match.
Good stats. So yesterday when I was came up here to watch the games, I was actually sitting next to a couple of guys who were Di's cheer squad. So I'm wondering if they're in the support crew that they're sort of talking about there in the chat. There's a couple of guys.
I reckon there's probably every chance. Actually, what I like what Di's doing, she's actually kind of changing it up, so it's not allowing Cass to get into any rhythm.
Yeah, settle on the length. She's left her a bit of room for this first. So we'll see if Cass jumps on this and capitalises on the room she's been left. So JT's just stepped out, so I'm flying solo. Might get a few more words in actually. So, good starter there from Cass. Di's quick to reply. Thought she might change hands here, but I think she backs herself to make the correction and draw around those. Alison, Josh has just stepped out, but Taylor has got, Cass has got Taylor bowls and Di is using XGs. So Cass just asking there some information on the head just so she can work out what a correction needs to be for the next bowl to be able to draw the shot. She's put it down on a very good track. I think she's actually made the correction for this one. Yeah, great bowl. Very good bowl. The head's sort of a bit blocked up on the way in, so be a bit tough here for Di to get to. Probably just trying to look for the draw. Maybe she could play a bit of swing and wait and try and sort of like take it out, contact onto the jack, push it over to her own. Dramana is located within the Mornington Peninsula region. I'm pretty sure it's down near like Rosebud.
I was going to say Rye, those sort of places, yeah. Somewhere down there.
Yeah, so as you can all hear, Josh is back.
Just a comfort break.
Yeah, I was just joking. I said I might be able to get a word in now. And then I ran out of things to say.
I reckon you give me a good run for my money, though.
Yeah, I pretty much do.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
Definitely a talker. So, let's see what she's going to go.
I'm not sure either of us have come up for air since we started commentating together.
No, I don't think so.
Great bowl, Di.
Good reply.
Makes it very hard for Cass to get another one.
It does. I mean, she could switch over on the other hand and look to maybe like touch the jack back and make 3. But she's played 3 pearlers on the opposite hand, so she might even back herself still to draw around that.
Well, that again, she did that yesterday against Kelly. She didn't matter where the bowls were. She was just going around, shot, around, shot.
Yeah.
Back in that wide hand.
Yeah, she's played it well.
It's coming now. First speed's good. She's nearly had another one. So it's not far away.
Sometimes as well too, you know you can't add, but it's good just to sort of like get that other one in there to get your touch for the draw on the line and stuff like that. Like a good practice bowl.
One to Cass. She stops the run of 3 hands in a row.
So let's see what she does with the mat here. I'm interested to see if maybe she tries to just change the length a little.
The one thing I don't reckon we've seen is a ditch-to-ditch length end.
No, ladies don't often play it actually. And
she's rolled the jack in the pit.
But the ladies we played yesterday in the pairs, they were playing almost ditch to ditch. So, and myself, I don't mind playing ditch to ditch at all. So, but just often in ladies, they don't really sort of play it as much. So, but it's definitely one I still practice for pennant. Always practice going from minimum to ditch when I'm having a roll up, just so you're making that correction and adjustment. And the old one as well too, where you've got the jacks a metre apart.
Yep.
And you practice rolling and just adding a metre.
They're very good drills, those ones.
Yeah. I don't mind practicing a few days a week. Get you down to the club, get you involved, social. And also, the more you practice, the better, or the luckier you get, they say.
Something along those lines. Must admit, when I first started playing, I was ridiculous. I nearly lived on the green 6 days a week.
Yeah, me too. I used to complain that they were closed on a Monday.
These days, I'm probably a little bit more sparingly.
Well, I think when you you get on a bit, you've got a lot more muscle memory there, but also as well too, you're generally competing a lot more. And as great as rolling up is, competition's always going to be your best form of practice.
For me, it's also the fact that I've got a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old son.
Oh, well, also that too. I don't have that excuse.
Time is you change your
change your priorities.
yeah.
I guess too when you work with bowls as your job as well, so maybe you don't want to spend all your time at bowls clubs as well too.
Some days you just don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yep, 100%.
Di had a cracking starter, and Cass is not far away the next. Oh.
I think she would have actually been pretty good with her weight if she hadn't got that slide. So, sort of just picked up a little bit more speed as it straightened off her bowl. So I think it's a very good sider for her next one.
So our scores across the green. The round of 16 mixed pairs match, which is going on early in front of everybody else's. If 8 to Bendigo, Campaspe, Goldfields.
3, I think it is.
2 Mornington Peninsula after 8 ends. Goulburn Murray is 7, playing Strzelecki. Oh, geez, I didn't get that one out. Strzelecki, 6 after 8 ends, and that is the ladies' pair semi-final. There's only one going on that at the moment because Cass is involved in the other ladies' pair semi-final.
And of course, we've got Olivia as well too, getting in a mixed pairs game while she can.
That's why she's doing that. In the first of the men's pair semi-final, Ovens and Murray 12 playing Geelong 5 after 10 ends. And the other pairs semi-final, Eastern Rangers 7, Sandbelt 6 after 8 ends.
So how will it work if the other ladies' pairs finals on now? Do Cass and Olivia then play their game?
Cass and Olivia. Cass and Olivia. That is a bit of a tongue twister when you think about who her sister is as well.
And I think it's interesting the fact that those two have teed up. And that's, anyway.
We'll play their pairs semi-final regardless next round.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Olivia's playing that mixed pairs game now.
So then the winner of Ovens Murray Strzelecki will have like a...
They'll have a break, and then the ladies' pairs final will be this afternoon. So
after that, yep. Oh, good bowl there next door from Simon Leon.
He's still one down though.
Oh, I didn't see that blue bowl up there. I can't see it past the marker. I think he was 2 down though before that.
Yes, definitely was.
And the guy from Pakenham, when he played that second bowl and drew it and made that frame for the jack, he shook his head because he knew that that's what the shot was coming.
Di currently holding one here. She's just investigating the head to have a bit of a look. Cass's last was probably one of her most wayward bowls so far.
She's got to play a pretty precise bowl here to add another because she sort of doesn't really want to touch it because she's got Cass's one there waiting. So, and when the green's quicker like this, the jack will go further if you get a touch on it. So it'll be interesting if she plays a safe bowl or if she still goes to try and add.
She's just talking to...
coach.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think forehand, take the wide line. No, if you give it a chance.
Yeah, well, you end up jack high. You can still count. The Geelong and Ovens and Murray game's getting very animated over there.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's good. Love it.
Yeah, I like seeing that. I love people really getting involved and getting passionate about it.
She's opted for the backhand. She's just got to avoid Cass's bowl. Don't think she knocked it in. I don't think she could have knocked it in.
No.
It'll be 1 to Di.
So it brings it back to 2.
One to die.
It's funny because Cass has pretty much led the entire game, but Di's never let her...
Said 5's been the biggest. No, hang on. We got 6. 17, 11.
Yeah.
We've been playing for a tick around probably 2 hours. Just under.
Just under.
Yeah.
Time flies when you're in the commentary booth. You're watching good bowls. So Philip's just asked, does anyone know if Di came from another sport to bowls? So
That's a good question. Maybe Annie, who was joining us on the live stream, might be able
she
to...
might be able to tell us.
Yeah, be good to know.
Yeah. It's interesting. I actually only just found out the other day that Triz used to play tennis.
Yeah.
And she played that competitively before bowls. So it's always interesting to hear what sports people played before and also how they got into bowls as well too. Like a lot of people sort of come into it because they know someone, but some people just pick it up randomly, like myself. And as a barefooter. She's got a good line on this one, Cash. She's been playing this direction really well. She's nailed it with her first, and she sort of blocks the view of the jack a little bit as well too, which can be hard when you're playing singles because, you know, you've only got the mark at ask. You don't have your skip there telling you, putting your foot as jack high. I know some of the ladies really like it when their skip puts their foot jack high for them to help them as a visual guide when there's like ones on the line and they can't see it.
Di not far away.
She's definitely... She corrected her weight on it. I think she changed hands, did she, as well? She played that hand the first. Missed her first bowl. There's a lot going on in the background of the men's pairs final over there. Semi-final.
The old one on, one behind.
Classic leading.
It's generally a good tactic.
I think it is too, especially sometimes if you nail your first one, you sort of drop your weight on your second one because you sort of, I don't know why.
Yep.
I'm not going to pretend I do. So I think it's a good tactically one to have in your mind when you're playing is to, if you nail your first one, to get that second one behind and not sort of drop that concentration and take the weight off.
Question there from Vern. Is the players coach able to watch the live stream so they can see the head from the other end? I don't think there's any rule saying they can't. So if they're clever enough, they probably could.
That's it. You can just pull your phone out. Though I think, though, they would be able to walk down to the other end of the green and have a look at it with her.
They're not allowed on the green.
On the green,
full stop.
but they could go and walk and stand behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is Kaz still holding here, or did I get it with her last?
I feel like Cass's bowl's still shot. I haven't seen Lorraine paddle it.
I feel like a third bowl would have been a little bit more positive to it if...
I thought she would have been trying to at least reach that bowl.
Sit and stay,
Yep.
yeah. I guess, though, she is a fraction tight and she sort of moves that jack around. Di does have that second one there waiting as a catcher.
Di might be moving Cass up here. Ooh.
Definitely blocks it off a little bit more as
She's
well, too.
Cass is holding up 2 fingers to see whether it is 2.
1 and a measure.
First, yep. The way that hand's turning, she should easily get around the first one and she could lay the closest one to Di's down if she plays the right weight. Just a fraction quicker. Not by much.
She definitely had the weight for it.
It'd be at least 1 to Cass.
So Kath just pointing out it's a great game. So
It's been a fantastic game.
Definitely has been. So I think after how well Cass bowled last night, probably a few people thought she might just run away with this one. But Di's definitely taken it to her, and she's put the pressure on the whole game. She's never let her out of her sight. So
One to Cass. So scores 19-16.
And Cass also bowls tragic. She tunes into all the live streams.
Catherine's one of ours. There's Barbara Green's another one of her ones that always are joining us. You know,
have you seen Barbara on here today?
I haven't seen her yet. She normally says g'day, so she might be playing bowls herself.
Yeah, true.
Casper John, he was on earlier.
Number one.
Loves a good live stream.
Normally myself.
Sarah Roger.
Yep, definite tragic. So sometimes as well too, I'll even if I've missed it. Because, sometimes when I am in the office, I do have to work. I'll come home and watch games. If I know there's been a cracker on, I'll come home and actually, put it on the TV and watch it. Because I don't watch a lot of actual TV.
I've got to fight Wiggles and things like that.
Oh, yeah. But don't they get it during the day while you're at work? No. Sometimes, yeah. So...
Sometimes it's that calming influence to make the house quiet out of an evening time.
Yep, that's fair too. Yeah.
So it's the youngest one now. He's hit the wiggle stage. And yeah.
Yeah. Have fun with that.
Yeah. Another year and he'd be out of it, thank God. If he's anything like the older one.
Yeah, I don't know if that's always true though. So one of, actually funny story, Nelson Ball, his partner, his sister still goes to Wiggles concerts. So
right,
yeah. So I'm not, not sure they always grow out of it, but yeah. So I don't watch a lot of regular TV. So for me, if there's been a good game of bowls on during the day, don't mind putting it on while I'm watching dinner.
Correction there from Cass. Morning, Sam. Tomo saying his wife's still on the Wiggles.
There you go.
Michael's asked a question. He knows Cass plays out of Malama, but what does BCG stand for? So that is the region she's representing. She representing the Bendigo, Campaspe, Goldfield Bowls region. And as Di comes in and draws a shot.
And not a silly question because I asked the same question myself before. So Moama is in New South Wales.
Correct.
But it is
part of the
Victorian.
Campaspe playing area, and again part of Bowls Victoria. So. Rowdy, no, I do not watch that show. I would never watch that show. Cass is not far away here. She gets under her own. She's a chance of peel and dies away a bit. Oh, what a bowl.
Oh, good bowl. At least she's opened it up now
one
for
down.
A fourth as well. Put herself in a
great
good position.
Bowl. Yep.
Got David watching from Scotland.
At 2:18 in the morning. Very keen. You must be bowls tragic as well, Dave.
Well, especially on a, what would it be there? Monday
night.
Yeah. Tuesday morning. Maybe a night shift worker.
Could be.
Yeah. So, I've actually been to Scotland. It's a beautiful country.
I have too, yes. I did sort of drove around it 4 days.
I drove around it too.
I loved it.
Yeah. I actually, I got a hire car.
Yeah.
And I drove down this like pedestrian wall bit you're not supposed to drive down in Edinburgh, and I didn't realise. And I had all these people like waving and yelling at me, and I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? And this bus pulled up next to me because still trams and buses can go down there, and the bus driver's like, oh, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm a tourist. I didn't know. And he was like, all right. I said, what do I do? How do I get out of here? And he's like, just drive yourself down there and there's a police station on your left and hand yourself in. So I was like freaking out, and he's like, no, just, go up here and take a left and you're off the where you're not supposed to drive. So
yeah, Cass has changed the backhand. I reckon she'd be looking, well, I think just arrived. There'd be some sort of weight to try and set the bowl, turn the jack.
Yeah, or even just like a little trail, a little touch on it to her last.
She looks wide.
It's getting down though, that hand. Oh.
Score update across the green. So in the mixed pairs round of 16, we have one match of that going. Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields is 10, playing Morning Peninsula 3 after 9 ends. In the one ladies pair semi-final, Goulburn 7 playing Strzelecki 7 after 9 ends. The first men's pair semi-final, Ovens and Murray 12 playing Geelong 7 after 11 ends. The other one's a real tight one.
It's been the whole game.
Eastern Rangers is 7 and Sandbelt is 6 after 8 ends.
Two real tight games there. I wonder if we'll see some extra ends. Di got here. She had it.
She close.
Good miss. She sort of touched that jack there. She probably would have actually, the angle she was coming in on, she probably would have back cut it back over to Cass's. So that was probably a good one just to miss.
One to die. Score back to 1917. The Ovens and Murray men's pair is Robbie Mitchell from Benalla and Ian Brimmelcone from Wangaratta.
Brimmelcomb's fairly, you see him a lot. He's played a lot at this level. I know he plays with Anne Miles normally in the mixed pairs.
He has played with Ian before. Yep. I think they won it.
Did they?
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I remember that a couple of years ago. Or last year.
Could have been last year, I reckon.
Yeah. It's not a bad pairing there. And Miles, she's a very handy bowler.
Very, very handy.
Great opening bowler here from Di. So Cass has played this direction very well, so I'm expecting a good reply. It's in good position there. Di's played this well again.
Yeah, she's corrected well.
Kind of just covers it up a little bit as well too. But I think Cass is a experienced enough campaigner to not be worried about bowls on the way in.
No, she'll be just trying to get close. Which she nearly has done.
Through the gap.
Could be shot still.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a bit more jack high, and that's usually the one that has it. Marker will tell us.
Yeah, the last bowl shot.
Fair correction.
Thanks, Adam. Ian did win the mixed pairs last year, beat Brad Lancaster and Joe Martin.
There you go. Did you say Joe Martin? She was one of the ones that played in the Champs.
Yep.
Yep.
Very good bowler. Figures prominently.
And what region's that?
Gippsland.
Gippsland.
She's from Lakes Entrance.
Okay. She's got this out well again. Hers are really coming in from that line.
Yeah, she'll draw around this bowl. She's got good weight. Whew.
Oof. I thought she was just going to pick it up on a way past. Here's Sam in the background. It's actually that lady's semi over there. It's a bit of a family affair because you've got Di and Kate that are sisters, and
Yes.
Cheryl and Semi, mum and daughter.
Yeah.
So
Very family orientated.
yeah,
Just shy there from Di.
can't think of too many other sports where you get to so much opportunity to play with your family, sort of thing, and get that involvement.
I played a tournament with my dad and my brother in September. It was good fun.
Yeah,
We did no good, but it was good fun.
good fun. Yeah. No, I love seeing those ones on Facebook where it's like, like the whole, like, several generations and playing in tournaments and stuff together. Like, I don't know. So
Yeah.
wholesome.
So I'm looking here and Cass is pondering something. All right, I know what she's pondering because any jack movement, it's nearly 4. If she, but it's the risk versus rewards scenario is that if she gets it wrong, what happens? She's got a 2-shot lead. Does she just take the 1, try and add 1 to make 4 difference, and/or she goes for that 4?
She's played a very patient game so far. So, I mean, if you had a big lead, then you'd probably take a little bit more risk.
I think she's going to play the backhand. I think she's going to look for it. She doesn't have to do anything stupid weight-wise, but she's playing a tightish line to try and get to the jack. She's looking close. Ooh. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. I like seeing a little bit more of a attacking game. Really gets your opposition thinking as well too. Like, if that was me on that end, I'm thinking,
I should have got one behind.
That's it. So my next end, instead of crowding the jack, I'm sort of like trying to make sure that I'm getting behind with my bowls.
1 to Cass. This run of 1s each are scoring at the moment, 20 to 17. Cass has scored 3 1s in the last 6 ends, and Di has scored 7 ends, and Di has scored 4 1s in the last 7 ends.
Cass she's drawn fantastically, but precision lead roll there, right to the plinth. But yeah, she definitely has those shots. Like, she can play those attacking shots beautifully. In the City Country series, she skipped all the games, and we had a game against her. We had one in the head, so that was probably also the issue to start. But you felt pretty confident with it. There was like the smallest amount to get it. She got it. So she definitely has the ability.
Great starter from Cass.
Great start. She brought the mat up again too, which I think she's playing that length really well.
Ian Miles just giving us a wave. We give her a plug there before.
We plugged you before. Got some kisses blown our way. I think Cass also, she skipped in the stateside last year.
She
didn't
did.
She?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty. Ooh.
So we lose a lot of Victorians to Queensland, so it was great to get one.
Ask Tony Sherrill about this.
Yeah.
It nearly drives him bonkers.
Does it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Another great bowl by Cass.
Yeah, good one there. I guess Di now doesn't really have to correct too much. Her weight was pretty good last time. She might change her hand though. Being so close to the ditch, there's not really room to draw around as much. Just thought of a bit short here. I guess as well too. Sorry.
Cass be looking to do something similar to her last.
Oh, I'm being too quiet, am I?
Brilliant bowls, Cass.
Great bowl here.
The great thing about these greens too, you can actually draw to the edge and draw shot. There are some greens, as you know, that might be a little downhill.
Yes.
It makes it near impossible.
I've actually played one the opposite. We played this game this one day. And
Uphill? come back down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a really quick green as well,
Yep.
and it got to the edge, and it should have fallen over, and it rolled back down, and we'd played the jack to the tee, and they rolled back to shot. So it rolled back 2 metres. It's an interesting end here.
Another good ball from Cassie.
Yeah, she's played this one very well.
What an end. What an end.
And a toucher.
Oh, just didn't
no.
touch.
Wow. So what do you think Di does here? Do you reckon she's going to try and play to sit on those?
Oh, that's the shot I would play for sure.
I'd look for the jack, look for the bowls.
Yeah, you land something, you poke them in, you get the jack around, you might get one. You could even get it in, you make two, depending on the angle. She's looking for it.
She's playing it. She's making us right.
Oh, what a
What a
shot.
bowl.
Brilliant shot, Di.
Don't
There
you
was no hesitation either.
No.
Just
Where did Di come from? she's playing like she's a seasoned singles player who's been playing,
That's huge bowl, because if Cass hangs onto those three, she's basically nearly grabbing the trophy.
That's it. What do they call it? The springboarding?
Springboarding.
Yeah. Oh, they were calling it that on the Adelaide Masters recently.
Must be an
Once you
SA
get to-
terminology.
Yeah, I think so, like the potato fritters. Once you get to 21, you're on the springboard. So,
Well, I do believe in that same mentality. Once you get to 21, you can win the game. So you can get out. I used to say you can get out.
get out. So, it's a great one here from James. Do or die.
Well, that's, yeah.
Yeah. Alright, just a quick score update. So the mixed pairs, BCG are leading 11 to Mornington Peninsula 3 after 10.
All those games are 15 ends too.
15 ends,
Yep.
yep, that's right. I can't see the scoreboard at the minute for the ladies pairs semi.
Shizleki's
So-
8, I know that. They've
Shizlek.
played 11 10 ends. I'm just trying to get the Ovens and Murray score.
Yeah. So moving to the men's pairs semi-final, Ovens and Murray 12 versus Geelong, which are 8 after 12.
They're just edging back slowly, the Geelong team there.
Yeah, they let them out to a bit of a lead, and then they've just been spending the game just pulling it back in. So
Get within 2 or 3 playing the last end, you just never know.
exactly. Do you think it's better to be behind going into the last end or in front?
If you're 6 in front, I wouldn't mind that.
Or 1 or 2.
I still think you can defend it and play it well.
Yep.
There we go. Vinny somehow knows what the score is. Shizleki 7, O&M 8 after 10.
Vinny, he is up here today for the mixed pairs.
No, it's just like he's not playing Ovens and Murray. It's Goulburn Murray.
Goulburn Murray.
Come on, Vin. Sort your stuff out, mate.
That was my rookie error.
Goulburn Murray 8 is Shizleki 7.
And then the other men's pairs semi-final, Eastern Rangers versus Sandbelt. It's continued to be a very, very close game. I can't see the scoreboard at the moment.
It's 9, 8 in favour of Eastern Rangers.
Perfect.
Which bowl's shotty at the moment, you reckon? Is it the short white bowl or green bowl of Cass?
Hopefully they ask the marker soon and she tells us. But yeah, so Vinny is up here for the mixed pairs of his partner, Kirsty. So they managed to survive it.
The divorce pairs?
The divorce pairs, yep. Yeah, I reckon it's that front one on the
I think so.
Cass's. It's funny, they just had a sensational last end of her super tight head and then change of the jack roll and
Cass gets her own here. She'll definitely promote it in.
yeah,
That's
definitely
the shot.
now.
Di's about to play her last bowl of this end. This
Haven't
is the one
thought
shot
about it.
she's done well. She's never really left herself in trouble with her last bowl. Like, as in, she'll get it you know, she's probably been a chance of dropping 2s and 3s at different stages and always done well with the last bowl.
Cut it back.
Got that clutch mentality.
And there is still a lot of room there. It probably doesn't look like it from the map because you've got like some of those shorter bowls there. So it probably seems like it is a little bit harder to get into. So we're probably sort of lucky with the angle that we have.
Did I just jinx her?
You did. You commentated cursed her.
Sorry, Di. Didn't mean that.
She did play good weight for it. She just missed a line. So Kaz's got a really good opportunity here. She could draw this one.
I wasn't trying to curse her.
No, you never are. But, I mean, it was, if everything you're saying was true.
Oh, I guarantee it was true.
I don't know if it's the commentator's curse or the players just wanting to prove you wrong.
Not in that situation. They definitely don't want to prove you wrong.
Definitely don't want to know.
It'll be 3 to Cassie, I reckon.
You reckon?
Oh, yeah.
Just snuck in. So now she's on the springboard or able to check out.
Jamie's calling it the commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse. So because I normally always ask this as a somebody watching the stream, if we do finish up here for the next couple of ends, do we move the cameras over?
No, we won't be in this one.
This one?
Nah,
Yep.
not this one. Not today.
I guess we're going to get to see the men's pairs next anyway. So, and we've got the live scoring.
Correct.
So we wrap up the commentary at the conclusion of this game.
I like Chris Ward's comedy. He's played against Vinny and Kirsty mixed pairs. That's why they're not married. They would be divorced 20 times over. One commentator said spring roll instead of springboard. I must be hungry.
Oh, they've got some pretty decent food here.
What was Cass doing with that measure? She just let go with it with one hand. Was it 3 or 4?
Got a 3.
3. I was on the ball. All right. That's our first huge multiple for a while.
Yeah.
And takes Cass Millerick 23-18.
I wonder if she'll play the same length again that she played last end. Looks like she has. She just rolled that jack a little bit too long. Well, this is my favourite graphic. I love seeing the scorecard.
Yeah, it shows the gaps where they intertwined, how big they got, and it got close, and then
Yeah, I love seeing it when it's like 4s where you can get 8s, and you have you'll have one big blowout end, and then it makes all the rest just seem like really small, but they're actually decent scores.
T-Bone. So the men's pairs final will be after lunch. So approximately, depending on how long we finish and all the rest of it, anywhere between 12:30, 1 o'clock. And then the ladies pairs final will be after that. We're not working around the AFL.
No, I guess, I mean, you've got the option, you can have both on at the same time, is what I'd be doing. Or you can record one, the AFL, and watch the bowls live, or watch the live stream after you've watched the AFL.
It's Collingwood and Essendon. Who cares?
Who do you support?
Carlton.
Carlton. Well, because I'm from Queensland, I follow NRL. But my partner's like a die-hard Bulldogs fan, so I've become a Bulldogs fan by default. So I think our first year all together, our anniversary gift was a Bulldogs membership. So I didn't really have a choice.
Yeah.
So, because he's been a member for like over 30 years, so...
Great start there from Cass. If you want to try and get out this end, she's a chance. Di just misses.
A pretty good starter too, considering she didn't roll that length with the jack, so... She's such a good marker. She's very precise with the calls.
Zach, you can always ask for around the greens, mate. I'll always look after you. Bendigo Campaspe Goldfields 11, playing Mornington Peninsula 3 after 10 ends. That's a round of 16 mixed pairs. Colton Murray 8 playing Shreslecki 8 after 11 ends in the ladies pair semi-final. Ovens and Murray 16 playing Geelong 8 after 13. So the Geelong boys just dropped a 4 then, by my recollection. That's making it very hard for the Geelong boys. Ovens and Murray can control that. That's the men's pair semi. And the other one is Eastern Rangers 9 playing Sandbelt 8, I believe. And Brent, yes, Carlton are going amazingly well. Lost the last 2 games, so it's just great.
Well, if Sandbelt get through in the men's pairs, it'll make it easy on the commentary because they're both named Simon. So you've only got one to remember there. And I heard someone saying yesterday they played against another men's pairs where they were both called Mick.
You're right.
So
that was Mick Coram, I reckon. And his partner, I'm having a mental blank, but
we'll go with Mick.
Mick Coram is definitely playing in that match, I know that. Cass currently holding match at this stage. Holding 2. As Di comes down with a 3rd.
Oh, I think she had really good weight there.
She
might have got second, actually.
Cass is going to ask the question. I'm back and it's 2 still. There you go. What would I know? Nothing.
No, you got the last one, so I had to get one. Plus, I sort of looked around the screen, so I had a bit of a better look at it. All right, or maybe I got bad intel there. They said Mike plays with Shane.
No. Come on, Sarah.
It was an overheard conversation. That's what I get for eavesdropping, hey? Looks like she's changed hands. She's playing the forehand here.
I actually like that shot. Oh. She had any little bit of jack touch there and she makes it 2.
Yeah. So does Di just try and chase the shot, or is she happy to drop the one and take it to another end?
You got to try and get shot, I believe. She just plays something similar on her backhand and just under her own that's probably a yard out, and she can get to the shot bowl or jack and move it a fraction and get shot.
Yeah. She's played the hand for it.
She's looking to sit the bowl, just gone under.
I like it though. I like she had the intent.
I thought Cass was looking at us then. Now she's just looking at where she was going to place the mat.
Sport, we're going to get the live action right in front of us for this end.
All right, we're going to have to rely on the screen here or stand up.
Oh, I like the idea of standing up.
It's good for the legs every now and then, Sarah.
I'm actually short. I can't even still see.
Handy starter from Cass.
Yeah. At this point in the game, you want to make sure your first one's behind.
The score next door is 9 apiece. Eastern Rangers playing Sandbelt after 11 in the men's pair semi-final.
I'm calling it. That one's going to go to an extra end. not calling who's going to win, though.
Nice bowls, Cass.
She's just overcorrected on this one. I don't think they've played too many this direction to the tee, have they?
No.
They've played a few the other direction.
Yep. Yeah, another good bowl from Cass.
Oh,
Just trying to nail one, make it very hard for Di.
Makes her first 2 bowls even better, their position. Di giving it a shot. Oh, great bowl. Where's that jack on?
Brilliant bowl, Di.
Brilliant. She has really, really taken it to her. So I'm just talking really quiet because they're right in front of us. I wonder if Cass has sort of got the option here. She could take that jack into the
getting
ditch
down
and
in
nail the
time.
game.
Ooh, didn't miss by much.
All the crowd too. They all oohed at the same time. I actually thought for a second when Di hit that one, Cass had those sort of 2 back ones there. It looked like it was actually going to jam for a second,
Yep.
but it just went through.
There'll be 2, I reckon, to Di.
Yeah, she played her last one very safe.
24-20.
Again, she's not letting her out of her sights. A lot of appreciation for that shot for Di on the
It's a
commentary.
fantastic shot. Down match.
Yeah, huge bowl.
We have one match that has completed out there in the green. The Ovens and Murray pairing of Robbie Mitchell and Ian Brimacone have won their semi-final against the Geelong pairing of the Matt and Luke Lawrence. They didn't actually have to play the last end. So congratulations to Rob and Ian, who are now through to the men's pairs final, which we'll see next.
Jeez, it's a close game next door. I wonder who they're going to play. Eastern Rangers have just picked up a 2. Actually, or they might have got 2 1s actually. They've just updated the scoreboard, I should say. So it's 11 to Eastern Rangers, 9 to Sandra.
Great start,
12.
Di.
What a start. Guess you probably have a lot of confidence coming in from that last shot as well, saving game. Cass has replied well here. She's going to get this jack.
She's awfully close. What a
Oh,
bowl. What a bowl.
That's experience right there. So do you know much about the Eastern Rangers, boys?
I know Neil Devlin. Have played against him before. Been around for a long time. Scottish guy.
Yep.
Yep. Don't know much about his partner, Steve.
Okay.
Di comes down. Like the idea. Give the bowl a chance.
That's it. Don't want to be short when you're down game.
I remember one year you played region sides, and I was in a rink that played against Neil, and he was representing, well, it would have been Mornington Peninsula, I'm pretty sure.
Yep. So I guess Cass really from here. You probably don't want to stack the head too much.
No. She's probably
It's probably actually
one
not
roundabouts with the first, which is not bad.
It's probably
second,
not a bad bowl.
technically.
It sort of covers it up.
I think the next one's got to be behind, though.
Yeah, she's got to match that back one. Especially too now Di's in her 20s as well, you know. And Di's not going to be short. She's going to be attacking because she's down game.
Yep.
So
She's just a bit high again with that speed. I like the speed.
Like the intent.
Definitely Cass has got to get behind now.
Yeah, I'd split the difference. Try and get in front of those back two, but past the jack is what I'd do, but I'd probably actually just drop it short if I'm being honest. I joked that a few times to my lead yesterday. We sat there and we'd spend a few minutes talking about the shot.
Great bowl.
Yeah, could split the difference. And we'd talk about the shot, and then I'd be like, oh, let's be honest, I'm probably just going to drop it short. Because I spent so long talking about it.
Rightio.
Okay.
Di is a gut check time. She needs to get shot.
So Blake just saying Neil goes great.
Yep.
Played a triples game with him and Alan Veach and won it.
Well, Vichi's another Scottish guy.
I played with Veachy at Melbourne, actually. He was there for a while. And by the end of it, I could understand him.
When I lived in England, I lived over there for 18 months, and I worked in a bar for a month, and there was these two Scottish guys that used to come in every day, and I could vaguely get what they were saying at the start of the session they had, but by the end of the session, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely not a cent, not a word I could understand. Just nodded my head most times.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And you just laugh when they laugh. It looks like you should laugh.
Di's last bowl.
I mean, they're all on the line. It's
a tough shot.
Yeah.
She's played a tighter line, so it's all on her weight now.
I think she's got good weight.
Nah, Cass knows she's won it. Well done, Di Washfold. A fantastic effort. She's played extremely well. But our winner of the Victorian Ladies champion is Cassandra Millerick, who's won the game 25-20.
And that's back-to-back, isn't it?
I believe so, yes. So, and as the Greens at Moama have jumped on there, as said they have won both ladies singles events this year, with Olivia winning the ladies singles and Cass winning the champion. So, fantastic game. Geez, what an effort from Di. She bowled fantastic. She never gave in. She hung around for a fair period of time. It was a bloody good match. So
yeah, I think as well too. I think seeing Olivia the other day in the form she was in, we've got to remember too. Cass to get here had to beat Olivia.
Yeah.
So
and vice versa in the other event.
Yeah, in the other events. Yeah. So well done to Moama.
Shout out to everybody who's joined us so far. We will be back after lunch. If you're interested in the results of the matches that are still going on, get on the Bowls link. You can always check the scores. They are being live scored at the moment. So thank you, Sarah.
No worries.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
We got a good match, and we'll see everybody soon after lunch.
Another good close game. Love it.